Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gummo. I'm joined, as usual, by my best co-hosts, Andrew and Josh. Episode 92. How are you guys going?
Oh, hang on. I can't do this. Just wait.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Something didn't seem right there. I was like, hang on.
Okay, so that was perfect, Andrew, to the segue of sorry we're late because we did a last minute topic change, which means I had to change all the thumbnails and stuff, and then realized when I exported the Wood Elf version of our live stream thing, it had no sound. I just found that out before I went live. Otherwise, that would have been really bad. And of course, yes, all our thumbnails were around the wrong way on this as well. So, okay, I think we're settled. We're a bit flushed, a bit rushed here. Like,
yeah, that would have taken me like 20 minutes to fix up.
I was just saying to Andrew too, my youngest just decided to have a big D&M with me about 25 minutes ago, just before the podcast. What's like my daughter? And she's like, you know, you're a dad, you don't get to hear all their life stories much. And she starts opening up. I'm like, this is cool, but Daddy's got a podcast to go to. Can we wrap it up?
Love you. But I gotta do stuff.
Lucky she understands my hobby and my all my crazy things. So I'm a bit like all over the shop at the moment. My God. Hopefully people forgive me and us because I was a bit late here.
The sacrifices you make for the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, it's priorities. It's Warhammer comes first. So we are not only that, I think Games Workshop's a bit flustered too, given that I thought we knew this was probably happening, but there was the rumors of Beastmen's just been forgotten and Wood Elves are out next. And what happens? Yeah. Wood Elves are out. So we decided we never get to just do a normal news show, and like every time it seems like we've always recorded and then stuff comes out. So we did push a big apology for people who did see the topic whack or whack. I think I called it, or whack or whatever it was. It probably sounds bad when you say it out loud. The win at all costs or just whack topic, which is, we did our ShyCon wrap up last week, and there was some controversial stuff about one of Andrew's games, which again, I'm not going to, not putting anyone on a witch hunt, but just the actual process of competitive play versus not. And we thought that would be a cool topic. Heaps of people reached out with their thoughts, both, pro competitive versus like hobby people versus people in the middle. And so, we want to do that episode a bit justice too. So it was actually pretty good that we could bump it a week, I think, because it feels like we're getting more and more like little people's thoughts and stuff about it. So it's good. We want to do that. We'll do that next week. Maybe get a guest on. We'll see how we go. And we thought let's just spend time, catch up on, I think, Josh's stuff, but also go through all this Wood Elf stuff and all this awesome Beastmen news we got. None. The hell? So anyway.
I'll be sarcastic. I was like, what? Yeah.
It's just, let's talk about that in a minute. Before we kick off, though, who have we got in the chat? Mark Langley, of course. Big thank you, mate, for he's usually sending cool stuff. He was one of the first ones I think I saw put me on to the idea that maybe Wood Elves are coming next, which was a couple of weeks back. Who we got? Ebsy Wong, yes, met him down there. Perfety's here. Hey, Silver Dave is here as well. Yes, thanks, mate. Old World Delay, I told it totally. And 9-inch Charge, and see, they're another. Thanks for supporting us, and also I have not got back to them about when to arrange our crossover episode. So it's just been full on, man, lately. So big thank you all to people on the chat. Bobby Gherkin is in as well, mate. You're going to get a shout out. You are one of the OGs at this point. I can barely read your Bobby Gherkin label on our Patreon. So
I don't know what happened to that.
He has to explain it, man. He's in the chat. He's got to explain how the hell he wrote that on the Patreon on it as is his nickname. It's all over the shop. If anyone, you can see it on our oldworldfanatics.com podcast site, can't you? Down the bottom. Does it come up spastic down there as well? Yeah. Some weird font.
I wouldn't use that word, but yeah, it does.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, good point. Sorry about that. Anyway, so big thank you to our listeners right now. Also, patrons, you will get your shout out after our main topic. And those who are just seeing us for the first time, yeah, I'm a big waffler. This is the Old World Fanatics after all. But yeah, if you want to check out our Patreon over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Give us a like on the live streams too, because it does help. We're doing this every week now, so I think it's starting to bump up if the more people like it. So if you're watching it now, click the like button. If you're watching it replay, click the like button and join in the conversation down the bottom on YouTube. Cool. Enough for my talking. Should we get into the main topic then?
Yes.
What the main topic being that GW hates Beastmen confirmed?
Exactly. Okay, so before I bring up the article, what the hell happened? Like, what is happening? What's your theories out there in the,
Oh,
have you put any thought to it or not really?
Not really. No,
it's just rumors
I haven't
about like,
but
some things and
like as in delays of shipping.
Like a boat sim
or
something? Did it get done by the Houthi rebels or something?
The
Houthi rebels? did one of the GW?
Oh, the Houthis hate Beastmen. Is that actually?
Yeah, maybe he's stuck in ambush. Yeah, that's right. Silver Day. Bring that one up. Yep. Absolutely stuck in ambush. Hasn't rolled a 3 up or 4 up yet. Yeah. It's sort of like my mate who who when I was that double. He had that double wedding. I think people who've watched this know what I'm talking about. But he's always late to everything, and we always joke that when he dies, if I die first, I am going to pay money to have his body delayed to the funeral, just to, so everyone rocks up and he's not even there yet because he's just one of those people. And that's what's happened with the Beastmen, man. I don't know what the hell. Yep. So you don't have any thoughts about where they went? Just when they arrive, they'll arrive.
Yeah.
It's got to be something. They're coming.
Yeah. Bit of a shame. Oh well.
There's a stuff up. Some they got to be. It's almost like this is like a quick. Like you don't see them stuff up usually, but it seems like
and they definitely announced that like Beastmen were coming like immediately, like imminently, and then Wills were like far off in the distance because they named all the armies infantry for the Beastmen, kept the Wood Elf ones a bit hidden. It was clear that was definitely their intent. And I can only imagine it was it's just some logistical thing that has
I'd imagine like they would schedule a lot of stuff and just all the articles and all this sort of stuff. So like it's probably far easier to move one thing and put it somewhere else than it is to like push everything back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The way they announced the Cathay and then the two armies of the Wood Elves and the Beastmen together, felt like it was all going to happen so quickly, and that makes me wonder: are the Wood Elves have they been brought forward, or is this when they were always going to be released? And it's just that the Beastmen
ready. Oh, so okay, well maybe that's sort of what Mark's just saying here, where he's saying lots of rumors about printing, but I don't think it's ever coming out what happened. So that could be true, where they were almost going to release them simultaneously, and for some reason Beastmen just aren't ready.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, you'd get that. Just it's just bizarre. And I love how they just haven't acknowledged it either. They just, what else are here? It's just straight into it. It's interesting. Anyway, well, I'll bring up the what are we getting anyway? Oh, there we go. Perfect. He just said for Mark, it'll come out 20 years time in an interview with Film Deg or Jordan Sorcery. Maybe that's what happened. It's like like the poly. You really it would be nice if the if some of the, like you get the politician biographies or autobiographies when they leave and then they dish all the dirt. That's sort of what I want to see that a bit more in Games Workshop. Cool. Sporadic Sanity is on as well. He's finally catching us live. Thanks for joining us. I am totally on my wrong window, so I can't scroll. I'm assuming we don't want to look at the 40k stuff. So Josh, you're the Wood Elf man. What do you think of all this?
I guess I have a Wood Elf army.
I guess this is an Arcane Journal you are going to buy.
I think I will, actually. Yeah.
So you bought the first Arcane Journal, or technically one of the first.
One of the first ones.
You haven't bought any more, hey?
No.
And then what's your second Arcane Journal?
I haven't bought any more of the old stuff since it came out, to be honest. But I will buy, the second last Arcane. Well, it should have been the last. That was my plan, but
yeah, they've screwed you around.
They ruined my screw on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks
I mean, we had
Quite
seen
intriguing.
it all before, but it's good to know that it's coming out. We've got and we did know. Did we fully know this? Okay, I think we'd got leaked before. Hey, Orion's Wild Hunt and Host of Taliesin. We got that, didn't we? A few weeks back, or a few months back. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. I don't think we got it fully on the that reveal show, but I think it came out after.
Yeah.
Right? Am I remembering that right? Jeez.
I didn't see the names, but I saw the style of armies that people were talking about. Like there's a cav army, which must be the Wild Hunt, and then there was going to be like more an infantry-based army.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
that was the rumor I heard, not the name as such. Yeah.
I've got some thoughts about that, but I don't know if I'll bring it up. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Rules of the Wood Elf Kindreds as well. I mean, it's all the same sort of stuff. We've got the Lord of the Wild Hunts. Now, we were going to release this last week, but we didn't get around to it. There is some Arcane Journal leaks on the Discord, on that big Warhammer Discord. So I thought we might bring that up after this, because there's a few things. I know I don't know much about Wood Elves, so it'd just be interesting to see what people think if you haven't seen that, but we better cover it. The other thing too with this as we go down it is this just everything? Have they released everything in Wood Elves in one wave? Have I missed something? It just feels like this is all here.
In
you got
terms
the
of
Italian,
the plastic kits,
they
or
didn't have the Dryads, I don't think.
You're
trying to
right.
work
Then
out
you
what's
have the
going on.
Prekin.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're not going to bring the Dryads out because they're in AOS. So they're just not.
Well,
gonna
they're in
bring them out.
AOS.
Sort of like Fanatics. You never got Fanatics.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't. Hey, they didn't even bring the old school Fanatics out, did they? They just went nah.
Yeah.
You didn't get Squigs. There's no Squigs. So there's some things they just don't bring out for Old World. So I guess Dryads are going to be in that. So anyway, the Wood Elf Battalion box, which is probably not a bad one, to be honest. I think it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it would have been nice to see
well
the other cav in there as well, but instead of maybe, I don't know.
I mean, it helps that it's, two of those kits are dual kits anyway. So
Exactly.
To a certain extent, you can actually just build it how you want. It's actually quite a really versatile kit.
Yeah.
It's more so than any of them, I think, because I mean, the dwarf one, like you can't build. Well, the gyrocopters are in 2 different types, I guess. So it's similar, but this is 3.
Yeah,
heaps good. So I'll try and zoom it up if we don't have to read everything. We don't really need to read anything on the actual box there. But what do you guys think of? I know everyone loves to buy dice, which I do. I think they're pretty good. They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look appropriately themed.
Yeah, the green. Emeraldy green with some little wood elf stuff. I don't mind that. I think these reference cards are a bit of a waste, but anyway. If you haven't
they could have been so good, but just I don't know.
Now the question is, does this reference card kit, I bet you it won't, come with that Lore of Athel? So it does, these must have been printed goes back to my idea that some of this was done way before everything. Like, why have they not put the other magic?
So
like,
the new lore,
old magic in the orc one,
Yeah.
You don't get the new lore in this one. So it's like, why are you even bringing it out?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Perfect. He says he buys all of them out of FOMO. But yeah, they have. I agree. I've got like the Bretonian ones, and I've never opened them. So I'd love to know if how much people actually use them, especially when they're missing half the stuff.
They're missing so much. Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's bizarre. Anyway, that's all cool. And then we get Orion King in the Woods. So obviously, a metal mini coming out. You have to. It's not made to order. It's just you're just going to come out of the UK. Have you got this guy, Josh?
Orion? No. No, I don't. No, not.
Andrew probably does.
Not an original form.
Nah, well, I did when I had my Wood Elves, but I moved my Wood Elves on. But I will comment. I don't like for Orion, that sculpt's pretty old. I'm guessing what 5th edition?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But the dogs, yeah,
they're pretty.
Him himself, I reckon, is not too bad. I don't mind.
Isn't he more recent than because he had a couple of sculpts? He had I thought he had a pre-existing one as well. Maybe.
Yeah, there was an old one. Yeah. I'm guessing that's
maybe that's 4.
Perfect. He's saying he thinks that one's 6. So maybe we're getting confused because I did have the 4th or 5th. There was the 5th ed, the colourful book. Can't remember.
Yeah, there was one before this, but yeah, even 6th. Yeah, I don't mind it.
Interesting to see what his rules are going to be like. This was the dude in 8th that came out, Araloth, Lord of Taliesin. Sort of like feels to me like a forgotten character. Like no one used him in 8th, and was he even in anything before that? I don't know. It's like we've got this plastic which we better reuse, so we better bring him out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think he was really around. I mean, there was Score the Falconer, who had a very similar style of model as a special character in 5th and 6th ed.
Right. Okay.
And interestingly, he did have a hawk that would attack people's eyes as well. So it's interesting that it's like basically a renamed.
Yeah.
It's using the same sort of dynamic. But yeah, I don't think this character was really around.
Nobody will notice.
Nah. It's when they start building these little tactical rocks into the models and stuff.
Yeah.
You got they've changed it, haven't they? Didn't they say High Elf Noble on Dragon when it came out? Or was that just on Facebook? Yeah, somewhere people have been posting that High Elf Noble on Dragon. It might have been a Facebook post. I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't say, like Ungor Noble on Dragon. Oh crap, wrong army. But just his full metal old school dude. I think people have been after this guy for a while.
Yeah.
If you haven't already got him other ways, I guess. But yeah, and then all these characters returning metal wood elves. So you got all these guys. And I've bought bunches of these for night goblins and stuff. Do they all come? These are all going to come in one packet, aren't they? That's how they've been doing it. So you get like 3.
The pack of 3 for each. Yeah, or
like
4.
This looks like a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember ever seeing. I mean, I've seen this guy in this set of releases, but I can't remember seeing him in old editions. I must have missed him.
Yeah, I've not seen him around, to be honest. Yeah.
The other guy's pretty popular. Yeah, I'm assuming you get both. Would you get both of these guys? Because this guy's pretty chunky, isn't he?
Yeah, it's on the big base.
He is. There's a big metal model, that one.
Probably
That's
separate.
beyond 50 now.
Yeah.
But they don't look like, because that's a big that's a good point that Cameron was making. So that they don't look like the upsized bases. They look like the old bases.
Yeah, maybe like for these,
especially the infantry, like the characters. They definitely, to me, they look like 20%.
These two, these
two for sure.
I reckon the one on the left. I don't know. Like these guys look like they're on. I reckon he looks. I can't remember. It depends how small they are.
They're filling out those bases pretty well, and they're all original models.
Yeah.
I don't think
might be right there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It seems weird that they would have painted them up and done like that, and they're not in 25s. But who knows? Again, they might have thought of bringing Wood Elves out first. You just never know. And then they've I'm going to change bases. Warhawks, all the Warhawk ones, the Branch Wraith, which was what's the name, whatever that.
Oh, so they do have one tree spirit.
Yeah, dried. Yeah. Tree spirit, yeah. But then you come down, so then all the returning plastics, right? So then obviously they haven't done this before where they do the battalion box. Usually the battalion box goes out and then wave 2 comes with the separate from the battalion box. But this is looking like it's all coming out in one wave. So, if you just want the archers, if you just want the Wildwood Rangers, Glade Riders are there all separate, and then just these guys. What are they called? The Wild Riders and Sisters. Yeah. And then you get all the metal Wood Elf units as well. So War Dancers, the Way Stalker, I should say, Way Watchers, if I remember them all. Actually, yes. And then this too. Look, all 4 of these
surfing boys,
Warhawk Riders, the old Treeman, and the Treekin, which I didn't think we didn't see that in the original reveal. I don't think, did we?
They definitely saw the old Treeman, I thought.
Yeah, we saw the Treeman. I just didn't know about the Treekin. And obviously,
we've seen the Treekin there.
Yeah, these packs removed as well. So
it's so old.
These packs.
Yeah, it's just it feels like to me you've got a whole way.
Orion's dogs look good compared to those ones.
Yeah.
Woodland critters, is Jason.
Especially look at these little balls, like they look tiny.
They're so cute. Yeah. I love these woodland critters.
The sickly looking bear.
But this might be the first army I can think of that they've brought it out. Oh, this is all. What else is missing? This is it.
I don't have any woodland critters like those
Oh.
beasts, but if I
Yeah.
did, I would be totally tempted to fill those spaces with like rabbits and sparrows and
Ooh,
all these other actual little tiny critters.
yeah.
Like just
Yeah,
a sea of animals on the base.
I could just see this being. I wonder how the rules of this thing's going to work. If it's any
Yeah.
just skirmishes or if it's, I don't know. I guess they're not too annoying. Yeah, cool. Anyway, it's coming out. It's all coming out one go, which means we've got, well, hopefully closer to get the rest of it out. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Can't help
pretty
it.
interesting. Yeah. So you guys, Josh, are you getting anything? You don't really need it. You're not focusing on your wood elves.
I haven't
this
played
is
my
down
wood
with
elves since I played 9th Age. I haven't even played it when I was playing 6th yet. Like I just haven't
Yeah.
dusted them off for years and years and years. There's nothing in particular that I'm eyeing. Like I've got the Stag Rider. Like I've got to paint him up at some point. You know, I've got most of the plastic gear already. Yeah, I've pretty much got the whole set, so I don't need any more.
Yeah.
No.
Oh well, it's
No,
games
as I
actually
do.
get
Maybe
lots of
Orion.
money out of you, eh? Yeah. So.
Oh, so much.
I'll just go on quickly to speaking of elves, actually do Wood Elf Wave 3 as well. Just to throw that in the back.
Finally.
Yeah. The old Lawmaster guy, whatever he is. Is it Lawmaster? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Right there. High Elf Lawmaster. Read the heading, Colin. And the missing silver helms, which I didn't even realize they weren't even out. And that's probably why Cam was trying to get me to. He was trying to print some. I didn't even realize they weren't. Well, again, it's just bizarre, isn't it? How they.
Core unit.
Think a straightforward just aren't, if you know what I mean. And for whatever reason, who knows why.
Yeah.
But could be shelf space for all we know, you just don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
And then the toads.
What's with the toads?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Are they just taking the piss? Maybe. I don't know. If
Because there's so many scrolls of transmogrifications around, that's such a common.
The first game
I need a toad.
He took it, which is quite funny. And I was a bit stressed when I was rolling the dice, but I can't remember what the dice roll you have to make, if it's a leadership test or I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was, I passed it. But yeah, it's just funny. Yeah. Be cool if someone will come up with missions or something with this and have more frogs running around, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway, so at least we're getting an old world release and we get one more army out of the way. And I guess we just wait then to see when does anyone, Mark L or anyone out there, Langley, anyone got any?
Can I pause and
just
respond to some of these?
Yeah,
so Mark actually said, if you ever look on Bad Scooter Games, which I actually really like Bad Scooter Games, and he has a load of forest creatures available if you want alternative critters. Oh, and I do actually have a bunch of her guinea pigs and crows and stuff. Like she's a really cool little thing.
Do you get them in STLs then as well? Is that
no, she just sells some physical stuff. Okay. And then Jay asked me which woodland critter would be easiest to neuter. And I feel like the big cats probably would be the easiest ones if I was going to pick one. I'm not going to say why. I just that's it.
Fair enough.
Not going to get into it. No need to explain. Just
I'm assuming the Dryads.
The Warhammer. I don't need to completely derail this.
Well, I thought cats had their things, like especially for a boy, aren't they? Inside. Like for a dog, don't you just, it's just like cutting grapes off the vine, isn't it? I thought.
No, it's the cats.
Okay.
Rostel said he's probably referring to what I said about what's missing Dryads, which we talked about, shadow dancers. Waystalkers were there. The Waystalker was there.
Yeah. What's
the shadow dancers? Or was that the war dancer?
They're the hero level war dancer.
Yeah. Okay. Did they have a different character, like model, like metal model? Or you just used?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did. And interestingly, they had those cool like limited release war dancers. There were like 3 of them that had like special names that they haven't released either. I can't
remember that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, some of those we probably won't even see. Hey, like you don't know. That's not like they're bringing everything back.
No, and I didn't see like the BSB guy on foot. He's kind of cool. Some of the other foot lords. There's a bunch of stuff that hasn't popped up.
Yeah, they might do a made to order. I would have thought they would do that. Has every army release had a made to order? Because High Elves have not had one yet. All of them have. What is happening with this chat?
This chat is going crazy, guys. Oh dear.
I still hope they have all
I'm
spirit.
not addressing dog nudicles. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to justify that.
Going from
response.
monoliths to neutering. Okay, fair enough. I'll bring up I had this theory, and then I think I just totally disproved it straight away. But when I was thinking about the fact that there is no spirit army in this one, and also I probably was thinking in my head, orc and goblins. You know how like you would have thought there'd be a night goblin army, like squigs and fanatics, right? And then I thought, could it be that like they were going to all along do that? And sorry, the other thing that made me think of this was how a lot of the last few arcane journals seem a bit lackluster. And then I was like, is it because like the original like JYT and all that built it all up and had 2 good arcane journals for like armies of infantry for every army, but they're the ones you would think. So Wood Elves would have had, you know, like the Forest Spirit Army and something else. And then that's when the AOS dudes walked in and went, nah, pulled all the chugs out. And so they scrambled to go, shit, we have to come up with something for the High Elves. But then I thought to myself, well, actually, what is missing out of the High Elves? It's probably not. Like it sort of falls apart when you actually start thinking about it. But you know, and the Orc one, Trolls still makes sense. No matter why, probably was not something that you would think of. You know, I would have thought maybe Trolls and maybe Night Goblins or something. But yeah, I don't know. Do you get what I mean? I was thinking like maybe they did have this all lined up and then it just got, you know, 11th hour got ripped away and they had to come up with some other weird lists, which ended up being a bit subpar.
It's so Games Workshop-y. Like the whole vibe from Games Workshop is power creep, and they release something and it's like new toys and it's good, and then everyone buys it, and then it's just like the opposite. It's like it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh well. Hope Cathay just might bring it back up.
Cathay will.
Yeah,
Cathay will absolutely do that.
Entropy said, did you guys put this one up? This is a very disappointing Beastmen release. Maybe there was like a fan vote that no one realized they were doing and we just forgot to vote for Beastmen. I don't know. Like, when they've done that before where they're like, who do you want to see next? Space Marines or Tyranids? You know, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, well, look, one more left. That's the good thing. Yep. The more we get out, the closer we get to seeing what the hell is next, I guess. Yeah. Cool. Having said that, we will have to get some Wood Elf. We're going to be Perfidy will have to start asking us about Wood Elf Arcane Journal when then coming up, and we actually haven't done a Wood Elf faction focus yet, and that was I was supposed to get Sean on for that, so we'll get around to it. What is that? Sylvan tarts just farting around. Pumped up bear is no replacement for Beastmen. Oh god. Okay.
That's hectic.
Let's move on.
Can I just address Entropy's question? A ridiculous question about how many uteruses rabbits have. Ooh. I mean, all mammals have 2 anyway, and the question should be how many cervixes do they have, and they have 2, which is unusual.
What?
That's some vet knowledge dump on you. Okay.
All I heard was 2 and what did you say? 2 uterus.
No, all mammals have 2 uterus. They got 2 cervixes, which is unusual. Most mammals only have 1. Anyway, he was trying to get me a good question there. I'm like, there you go, Entropy.
I like that. You know, like, is marsupials all have or marsupial males all have the scrotum in front of the penis?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And it was so funny. The other day there was a like a touristy type video of like kangaroos scratching like a male does or something, and he's like standing right up and he's got these big gonads there and he's scratching and you fully see that they're right there, and then underneath it's like you don't really notice it until you're aware of it, then you go, oh yeah, it's around the other way. It's really weird.
Yes.
Yes. We're descending into whatever here.
Yeah,
hopefully people aren't tuning in.
I blame the comments distracting. They keep asking ridiculous questions. Oh dear. I'll stop answering them.
Awesome. This was if anyone was thinking about how much these things are going to cost, I think Mark Langley also put this up somewhere. There's the leaked US price lists and Canadian price lists, so you can sort of get a bit of an idea what's coming in store versus what's. I think that's coming in store, and then this is what you buy direct through Games Workshop. I think if that's how it is, or maybe this is just metal, so it's probably makes a difference. I mean, the crazy thing I saw here was the Beast Pack, 110 US.
Ooh.
So
Pricey
to me,
boy.
that's not made to order, but it's almost made to order. You know, they're like, we're only putting a few of these, so crank the price up because they don't look very big.
Nah.
So,
And to be fair, like, it doesn't look like the most appealing thing. Like, if I was going to put that in my army, I'd be 3D printing it for sure.
yeah, like
So,
162.50 for the silver helms. That'd be the normal cav box, which I think in Australian is like $115 or 130. Like if you the 10 ball boys, I think around that 100, or was it 80? I can't remember what it is, but it's a fair bit. And yeah, that Beast Pack's like almost double. It's like, I don't think you'll see many running around that aren't 3D printed by looking at this price list. I don't know what other people think about some of these prices, but the actual plastics are fine. But yeah, I mean they're in line with everything else. But
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
yeah, it's just what's the other? I mean that's the 40K thing, but 110. I mean, wow, that is just bizarre.
110 for the Beast Pack.
Yeah, like the Dragon is 80. This is US.
It's more the Dragon.
Yeah.
Beast Pack.
Oh, Cam's over in Bali.
Lucky
Bali. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just.
Oh, right. Oh, it's the that one. That's the one next to that.
Where would a Doomball scrotum be?
I was like, where's this coming from?
Teabagging while in Wales. Doomball scrotum would be delayed, as far as I'm concerned. It's nowhere to be seen.
No.
So. Oh, this is timely. Beastmen got lost in the Curse City.
Yeah.
Was it the Curse City or the Damned City? What's Mordheim? Is that more the Curse? Is that more the Damned City? City of the Damned?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That would be more. Yeah.
You can tell we've got a lot on this episode. Yeah.
No, we're just being distracted as we always are.
Yeah, these live streams seem good, and then we're like, oh crap, we can't keep on top.
Yeah,
of
we all turn into 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
The monolith looks like a vagina.
It's pretty much descended into that ever since Josh's monolith. Just it's gone. The level of maturity on this chat. Keeps
I don't think that was a live. Was that a live stream? I suspect that I don't think you guys can blame the live stream comments.
It was a live stream. We fell apart. Remember? Yeah, we fell apart, and we tried to like recover. We just couldn't.
Yeah. It was just,
lucky it was at the end. Remember that? Because Josh, you said lucky you went last. Because if you'd go,
yes,
completely,
we couldn't rest. Yeah, we couldn't salvage that episode.
More quality content from OW Fanatics.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. I do have up what I've got here, the Arcane Journal leaks, just in this chat. This Jeff Goro, have you seen? Is that? Can you guys read that? Is that okay? Or do you want me to try?
Yeah, I can read it.
Yeah. So this came out like last. Well, I think I got sent last week. I can't remember.
I haven't seen these.
Oh, you might not have. I swear it was after the live stream last week. Yeah, it was like Tuesday.
Yeah,
so I think I reached out to Andrew. We were going to try and do something, and then we didn't get time or something. I can't remember. Yeah, so he's saying I was expecting worse upon hearing about it, but it's not particularly inspired. I'm expecting a lot of whining and complaining. So sounds like some of the laughs that we had. The Towson Army of Infamy is really bland and not particularly good from a competitive standpoint either. It's meant to be an infantry Eternal Guard centered force. I swear I thought that might come at some memory. I think I might have mentioned that, but I bet you they're going to do like a infantry one, which is probably not going to work.
Yeah.
Starting to get the feeling that J2I doesn't like elves.
Yeah.
The Orion one, that's the hunt one, isn't it? Is decent, but also not very inspired. It's a very aggressive, almost all cav army.
Oh, I love that. It sounds so good.
Friends, you go across the board, see if you survive. Yep. If you do, you kill what's on the other side, I guess.
I mean, that's going to be more fun to play than a typical Wood Elf army. I mean, to play against.
Yeah.
Right?
Like just
good
small
point.
avoidance of flying around. Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of all cavalry armies where all like high mobility, fast stuff. But I mean, yeah, when it's aggressive like that, I still think it's very interactive and fun. I don't know about the Taliesin. I think we have to wait and see how that functions before we assume it's going to be crap, guys. I feel like you're just like nah, stamp on it.
I mean,
well, it might be good with the shooting and the mobility still. There's enough mobility that it could still be functional.
But probably just, I think everyone's just figured the first two that came out, and then you had the Orcs follow, which were pretty good. Although you wouldn't say, it's not like Nomadic War and Troll Horde are taking out tournaments all the time.
No.
So realistically, it's only the first two that came out that actually had Armies of Infamy that became almost meta, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So really, all the Arcane Journals are probably fairly normal.
Yeah.
I don't mean, the Brett one was, more like it's just a specific build, really. The fact that you're Vanguard with all these crazy heroes and stuff on the Peg Knights and just fly everywhere. Like that's just like almost like you just get to nail by a couple of different combinations rather than it just being especially a particular troop type was really powerful necessarily.
I think the Orc book gets it because the army magic items are so good and they're just open to everyone. I don't think any of the magic items were locked to anything. And then they also made Chaos Dwarves better because of that. Because when they ruled that you could use, you had to use the magic items for that wherever you took the unit from. It opened up the Chaos Dwarves a bit as well. So you just haven't seen that with the others yet. Orion one is, we saw that. Orion's very beefy but expensive. I think it's appropriate to represent who he is.
Beef.
Cool. I have liked that.
There was a comment about that. Oh yeah, MC Wong, who was like beef Wood Elf, so he's tough 4.
That's it.
Yep. Love it.
I think some people are commenting on my Arcane Journal thing. So what's this? Where are we? What's Mark saying? What lies? Nothing beats casting 5+ pillars a turn. What was that one about?
I think that was in response to me saying that Wood Elf, the regular Wood Elf army isn't necessarily
interactive.
Play.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, true. And then Dwarf one is great. Yeah, I mean there is. Yeah, that's right. I mean the Dwarf one probably had more. And then they're like the Orcs, I reckon, where you don't actually have to play the Arcane Journal armies, but you'll use the new runes and stuff like that. You see them a lot. So
no, definitely.
Yeah. Where are we at? So the new units or whatever, the best one is the Beasts, in my opinion. So is he talking about the Beast that didn't exist now? Is he talking about the Beast pack then? I guess. It's interesting.
While we're talking about Orion, can I just hold on, let me I haven't prepared this. I've started talking without having it. This is actually something that came from the Discord. So Perfidy was like, "This is Orion as he should be."
I actually have this in another tab. I brought it up.
Probably got this. You could have brought it up for me because I can't get that out, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, there we go. It's a tiny JPEG, but it's the old school Orion.
Did you? Oh, you got it. Cool, you got it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, so it's like from, I think it must have been fourth.
I do remember him. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember him now. Yeah. Yeah, that was him. Whatever that.
Do you prefer him or the new one?
On the background. Nah, the new one's more.
Nah, new one. Yeah.
100%.
This dude looks a little.
Connoisseurs will be like, oh yeah, I like him.
With his, is that the Witch from the Wardrobe that had that character like the fawn guy? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Witch in the Wardrobe?
Yeah, when they go through to
that fawn?
I don't know. Is that the one I'm thinking of where the dudes have fawn like legs? I don't know.
Is it Pan's Labyrinth has fawns type stuff?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where am I now? I'm up. Did you flick it back to mine? Yeah.
Yeah, you're on yours now. Yeah. Sorry.
So the new units or whatever, the best one is the Beast. So I was just wondering, is that the Beasts? For people who know, it's talking about the actual Beast pack then. That's interesting if that's the best one. And it's 110. That goes to what you were saying, Andrew. Maybe they
Yeah, maybe
they made them really good and they went, Crank the price.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like this though.
That is.
How
Narnia,
many models were there?
That's
Is that the whole pack though? Because there was that
14.
photo had like, yeah,
No,
it had.
Well, I think so.
How many
Mark
different animals
Langley
was it?
said,
I mean, first, like it's like
there we go.
by weight of animals. So there was a bear, 3 cats,
10?
3 pigs. Wait, what are those other things in the front? Are they dogs or are they more cats? What are the things with
I
the
think they're
collars?
dogs.
Shit dog, I reckon.
Are they
They're dogs, cats, and then
Oh my god. Okay.
why are the boars so much pigs?
Yeah.
So much, I mean, these are giant, are they? Like, why are the boars so small?
Oh, I don't know.
Smaller?
Between them and the dogs, I don't know which one's worse. And the bear, I'm just
Yeah.
But you'd
You're
get
not going to
all of
spend
them. Right?
$110 on this?
Here we go.
God no.
So I was right. Sorry, Mark Langley said it's Narnia, and yes, it's Mr. Tumnus the fawn. So okay, I just thought his legs looked like that. Anyway, I had to bring that up. Yeah, so 110 US, and you're getting whatever it is.
Perfect. It's like Josh the Vet can't identify dogs from cats.
Ross, if they made these new sculpts, good sculpts, people would buy it. I would simply not buy this because it is ugly as.
Is this so? I reckon we should do this as a YouTube video. Like, it's like we might have done it already, but like the kiss, marry, kill thing. But it's like which of your old world redos are you just like, nah, I'm not touching. Then which ones are like, it's ugly, but I'm still buying it. Like there's been a few of these that everyone's got their own opinions. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
I think I had some visceral reactions to some of the other models that I can't remember which ones they were, but probably some of those dwarf ones or whatever. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't go near them. But then you've got Mr. Flappy Hands, and I bought him. And so did Josh. So
still have yet to paint him.
Yeah.
Did you get paint on yours? Not
No,
you, by you specifically. You didn't send it.
No, I sent here. Well, I don't know if we've sent them yet, but I've sent one of the other special characters.
Okay.
Lauenbrow, or whatever his name is. That's the beer, but whatever his name is, the Empire dude.
Yep. All right. Sorry. Yep. Confusing.
Where are we? Back here. I'm excited about this though. The kindreds are quite good because I think again that's what makes these arcane journals cool. If they can bring in some, stuff that you can add into the grand army, even if the armies of infantry aren't as exciting. So that'd be cool. Bring that back.
Yeah.
That was a 6th ed thing. Hey, that wasn't in 8th. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, it was definitely a 6th ed thing, and I'm pretty confident they did drop it for 8th. So yeah.
That will be cool.
It was a pretty awesome thing in 6th ed. Just gives you so much character to. But then the thing is, in 8th, they took out the kindreds because a lot of the kindreds in 6th ed was essentially the same as giving, like the kindreds
like
were,
Waste Stalker and
the Waste Stalker and Shadow Dancer and stuff was the kindred. So I'm interested to see how they do these kindreds now that those characters are still in existence.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So they sort of overlaps already. Looks.
And then this is cool. New law is very good. I love the fact that we're going to get 2 new full laws because as far as we know, we haven't got it yet. But the Beastmen one is a full law as well, as far as I'm aware. Is that right? Because it's the magic laws are probably getting a little stale because there's less of them that were in 8th, and everyone sort of has access to a bunch of them. So you're always playing against like elementalism and battle magic, and which is actually not bad because you sort of know what everything does when you play a few times. But it is nice.
Is it law familiar that everyone takes, like that? Sort of dissuades you from taking that, or arcane familiar, whichever one. I think it's law familiar.
Well, this would be a full law, so you could take a law familiar with this law.
But isn't that your law? So you can't.
This isn't like a
Oh, so you get a full 6 spells.
Yeah, it's not a signature thing. Yeah, it's a full set.
Okay. So it's not the miniature 3.
No, so I think you could take this and drop to Athelloran for the signature, for example. But you couldn't do that if you had law familiar. Yeah, that's how I'm reading it. But
Sorry, yes. No, you would be right.
That's right.
So it would be cool, and I don't know if I doubt we'll see this, but it'd be interesting if we do. If the new laws can be used occasionally in other armies,
yeah,
like if it made sense. I don't know if there is any that would, but
As in other factions.
Yeah, like imagine I don't even know if this is applicable, but imagine like the Marauder, what's it called? The Marauder one could use some of the Beastmen Wild one or something. Oh yeah, just stuff like that. So then the other armies are getting a bit of you see this magic law pop around more than just on one of them.
Singular. Yeah.
I mean, but this might not make sense. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Wood Elf one I feel like is very specific to Wood Elves, so it's probably not the best example of that. But yeah, I think that'd be cool if it was expanded on. I agree. Although ironically, the way you see when you're talking about where you see a limited number of like laws out, is that also because people have so much choice they just pick the best one? You know, like
could be. Yeah,
it sort of goes both ways a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I reckon.
And the meta does change it a bit. I've noticed like Dark's around a bit more now than probably. I mean, maybe it's also who I've played. I generally just play Andrew a lot, and then a couple of tournaments. So,
yeah.
I sure wouldn't be surprised if Actor takes 1,000.
Actor's so funny. So, for those who don't know, I mean, Actor's obviously probably one of the better players in Australia. Played for the ETC. He's so funny. He's actually, because you know how he's not like in the Masters at the moment.
Yeah,
like he's played like 2 tournaments and gets 100 points or whatever it is, all close to it. And then he just posts. I think it was today. He posted in like one of these. We've got a chat just for the organising all the the competitive scene in Australia. Are you guys in that? I don't know. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I can't remember. But he posted today that he's like, oh, I managed to get into another tournament before the end of June, so I should be able to make it to the Masters. And I'm just like, it's not even arrogance when he says it. It's just, it's like it was.
I'll see you there,
so
boys.
Good. Yeah, I'll see you there. I just thought that is so good, and not one person would ever think he said it arrogantly. That's what I love about it. It's just like, he'll get 80 points or something at a minimum, 90, and he'll just shoot straight in.
That's it.
Love it. And you'll probably do it with a bunch of beast packs from Wood Elves.
So sorry, me and Dave were having a bit of a chuckle because Dave made a funny comment. So Actor obviously come from 9th age, there's a lot of proxying and whatnot. So his how many do you have? The Serpents, was it 6 or 9 or some stupid amount?
I think he had a unit of 9 sepulchral stalkers, and they're all BC. Hey, he was using all his BC army, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his for his stalkers, he had just like a little snake that you get, like a little toy, little snakes, like the jelly snakes. So he used them, and then
did he? I didn't even notice that. Okay, maybe I was.
So that's why, me and Dave were having a bit of a chuckle about it. It was it was funny. I'm cool. Like being from 9th age, previously.
Maybe we need to add that in the topic in the competitive thing next week.
A lot of people like only going against like a GW army or something very close to that.
Yeah,
but
it's me.
I'm a little bit more open to just people as long as they paint it and base it and it kind of looks like what it's supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still play it. Wouldn't bother me. But if you said which army would you rather play, I'd rather play even like Todd. Like Todd's awesome, but he's got that bunny Bretonian army. Yeah, it's all bunnies. It looks cool, but I'm like, it would break my not that it's immersion, but you know what I mean. Like I'd be like, I'd rather play against an actual Bretonian army. But
whereas for me,
it is immersion. It's a type of immersion.
Yeah. But
Josh should be sitting there going, "How am I supposed to neuter all these rabbits?" But,
How many services are out in front of
That'd be lots of money. That'd be a payday.
The only other one is this, which makes me a bit sad if it's true, is the Magic Arms are a very mixed bag. A couple of them very good. The rest are a big meh, pretty much unusable with almost nothing in between. That's what I haven't liked. Yeah,
isn't that just part of the course?
I was gonna say
maybe, but
always what happens.
Up the old world.
Yeah.
Especially armor. The amount of
as long as you get 1 or 2 that are absolutely broken, then it's not so bad.
Yeah, but then it's just in every list, isn't it? Yeah.
I
tell you, whoever wrote the orc ones, they need to do that. And maybe I'm being stupid there because everyone just used the same few as well. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the orc one has so much more play and a bit of variety. Even the magic weapons, you see like at least 3 or 4 of them. You don't just see one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, like I was because we were talking about doing that sort of whack or whack episode or spirit of the game type thing, and I was reading through a really old like 5th ed White Dwarf article that was sort of pertaining to this. I think I showed you to you guys.
Well, we're going to bring that up.
But
Or you want to bring it up now? We can.
There's one specific thing I want to talk about from that article that just relates to what you just said, which is that they're, you know, back in 5th ed, they occasionally would talk about doing a veto rule, which is where both players, you look at all each other's magic items, and you can pick one item that your opponent can't use by paying a victory point or something like that. So you essentially go nut kind of thing. So to try to discourage use of the really powerful magic items, which is such an interesting thing. Like I mean, I don't see it ever being.
I want to bring a falcon.
That'd be so cool. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like everyone just everyone just like stamp on that. Like, and then it'd be a cost to it. Like you'd have to pay like one battle point or something to veto.
What if you got one veto?
Cool. I'd pay so many points to get rid of it.
Yeah, like what happens if you only had one veto the whole tournament?
Yeah.
So and you don't even know if you're going to come against Brett. So you could hold it thinking, do you know what I mean? So you could do that. But that would then, if you landed on Brett's first, you might go, cool, I get to use it. So.
What if you played like 3 Bretts in the day or something? They all had fawns.
Yeah. So, all the Brett players are like, let's just all take our Brett armies and just flood the market.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone can take us down. Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, sorry.
I think, well, that's it really in terms of it seems like it's a little bit of a, I don't know if it's, you hate to judge it before seeing it, but is it going to be like a high elf one, or do you reckon it might be slightly above
be a bit better than the high
extra
elves?
lore, you've got the kindreds, probably good special characters, because high elves really didn't even get good special characters.
Nah.
I mean, Orion's pretty beefy, so you know that's can't.
Yeah, well, I think these guys. I think this. Yeah, I reckon Orion's going to be pretty good.
This will go. This has got to be better than High Elves, surely. Like,
was High Elves the worst one?
I'll go out on a limb and say yes.
Yeah,
I think so, because you even see Herald. Like everyone was talking about, like Heralds of Darkness is crap on Chaos, but if anything, I see more Heralds like podium or win than the other one. What's them?
But they got good unit. Like, didn't they? The spawn, isn't that the giant spawn?
Yeah, giant spawn. Yeah.
Like the giant
Chaos overall is awesome. Yeah.
And they got the extra dragon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 2 extra dragons technically. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, well, I don't know. We'll see what the Beastmen one comes out as. I mean, if GW really do hate Beastmen, it could.
You don't want to set the bar too
high. So I can't remember what all the rumors were, but remember we were looking at the other week. It was like a little bit gimmicky in places, but sounded like the Minotaur one was going to have some play, but it's still a little lacking because of the magic and stuff. But at the end of the day, go across the board and smash things. So hopefully it'll. And you got the Hearthstone looked interesting, just a whole new sort of thing to add in. Like almost an objective.
Well, I mean, it did look promising.
It sounds looks wicked.
But look, at the end of the day, I feel like we just want these 2 out so we can get Cathay. Not so much just to get Cathay, but I feel like we're going to find what's coming next, or Cathay will bring what comes next, even if it's FAQ.
It's always the next thing with you, isn't it, Gomo?
Yeah,
I can't be happy with Cathay. Like I want to see what's next after Cathay.
Yeah. I'm on Team Gomo, but I'm sort of the same. I'm just Cathay, but I can see Cathay, but there's other better stuff out there.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. The only problem is I also don't put it past Games Workshop, not because I don't think it's like ill intent or anything, that we get that and then it's just silence for 6 months. It's like, it's probably like the Heresy's about to come out. They've just done that video thing, and it might be like months of that, and then obviously they still need to sell and make money with games with 40K in AOS. So it's probably
sick of all the whingy old world players.
Yeah, better chance than nothing that we just get that, and then that's it.
We give them stuff, they just whinge.
Yeah,
but that'd be cool. I'm cool with that.
Max says, he wanted Beast and what else? Not that fast about Cathay, but Dogs of War, however. ... I agree with that. Like, I'd love to see the Regiments of Renown re-released in a usable way. That'd be awesome. It'll be so
That's
It would.
what I didn't bring up in our
That would
notes.
sell.
I'll
That would
find
sell.
as we
Yeah.
go.
If you have something sell, that's going to sell.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, did I have another news thing on that
See, Michael.
list, or was that it?
I think that was it.
Yeah, it might have been it. Now let me just see if I can bring. I can't play this because it goes for ages, but I'll just bring this up on the side. Did anyone watch? Damn it! Sign in. Hang on, I'll do this while you're not looking. Did anyone watch the War? Does anyone have Warhammer TV? I guess you guys don't.
No.
Yeah. So if people listening have Warhammer TV, it's worth looking at the mapping the old world. Okay, I'll just bring it up in a different tab. Where is my window gone? Because I can bring it up for you guys to just quickly have a look. Yeah, so anyway, what I was talking about was there's a section on there they sort of talk about building that Warhammer map. And they go into a little bit of discussion about hints around like that Tilia area and stuff. And it feels like that is something that
building up for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So they don't obviously tell you it. But yeah, they definitely. I'll need to take that off. Hang on. Remove. Sorry, this is really good streaming here. Doing it on the fly. Share screen. So I know how to do. You know how when I streamed the other day, I didn't have any sound. It's because I didn't share just the tab. But you can you hear that?
So people can explore and different details that can
I won't play it
go
obviously
in
all,
books.
but
They can go.
They go through the map, talk through like looks like I have to play it to move it along. Yeah, so it's worth looking at if you've got Warhammer TV. They do go into like parts of the area, what they were looking at, what parts they might be looking at more, what parts they're not at the moment. And they did sort of mention a little bit about exploring between. He even mentioned ogres. I don't know if it was supposed to, but like mentioning between Cathay all the way back over to the old world and through the ogres and stuff. It's like, oh, hang on, was he supposed to say something like that? And I'm not saying they're doing ogres, but they're obviously thinking about, like they are like spending a fair bit of time. This is really annoying. I can't actually skip through it without pressing play. But it's worth, if people have the subscription, check it out because I don't know. I got some
on
fuzzy
YouTube. See if some naughty person out there's uploaded that.
Yeah. Might have. Yeah, I could probably get a copy of it for you somehow. It's not riveting, but if you like everything else and you're always lacking a little bit of old world stuff, it's always good to check it out. So
I would like to see that map build up and a bit of a chat about it. I reckon that map's awesome. I love looking at maps. They're so good, like fantasy maps.
And she was saying like, they put Easter eggs in. Some things aren't deliberately clickable, but other things are hidden. Like if you go in, they're not clickable, but there is stuff they add to the map that, if you spend a bit of time, you'll notice it. So it's pretty interesting. So, they're definitely
cool. I should look at that map.
You can't say they're not. It's built for the long haul, you know what I mean? This game's here. They're taking time, and we're probably a little bit impatient, going, "Come on, get us all the stuff." Keep releasing stuff every month. So
it's the world we're in.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, the only other thing, I'll see if I can get a still of it. It shouldn't be Lake Mac lag cam. I've got 400 megabit download here. Yeah, get your point. Yeah, so I'll see if I can bring this back up. So it was like, is there product placement here where it's all old world, right? And then up here is all demon at the top. They're like, what's that about? It's got like the demon engine. I was like, do they ever do anything not deliberately? Is this saying something? I don't know. People are just trying to read it.
That is.
Yeah.
You might have something.
Well, they could just plonk them up there. Yeah, they could. Do you think that is saying something that there's demons coming?
That would be random. It's all old
world. You heard it here first. If it's true.
Imagine if we if that was true.
You heard it here first.
Pretty amazing.
Demons will eventually be in a Warhammer game in the future, guaranteed. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Oh, is Cam talking? I don't know what they're talking about. lag now. Anyway.
They're just talking about,
Cool.
yeah, internet lag.
Yeah.
Cam's in Bali though, isn't he? So is that why?
No. So yeah,
Don't
Dave
everyone
made a
else
comment
is-
about the lag, the
Okay.
Lake Mac lag.
That's
All
fine.
Dave's just a bully.
Cool. Okay. Well, we've hit hard time. Do we want to thank the patrons and get
Yes,
on to some
we do.
patron questions? They'll probably
Yep.
hit us up with more patron questions while we're going. But
I
will-
will because Josh has
I
been.
can't deal with
he's
live
got-
questions.
so we've basically been told Josh now runs the Patreon section and he said, do not read the questions. So
It's been Josh.
I didn't. Did I?
I'm
guess I did.
fine with it. I love it. That's
Like
good.
it
Don't
is
worry about it.
funny. I do find it more enjoyable when you guys have no idea what I'm about.
Spontaneous
to ask you.
reaction.
Yeah, so if we're speaking shit, that's why we haven't actually prepped for it. That's what I looked at. We'll have to create a new channel.
Look,
We're not
I
in it.
have shown you the ones that you need to prep for, so at least gave you some hints in that regard.
There you go. Josh, you should make like a spin-off, and it'd be like a live vet, and you can give people like veterinary advice, and that I think that could be good as a little side project. Because Jay's talking about her nudicles.
Questions about nudicles.
Yeah. I mean you could just have your own segment. That's
Cool. Anyway, I will thank our 54 paid patrons. So those who don't know, again, big thank you to those guys, and you get a shout out now. And we've got a bunch of the annoying people here, which is really good. So I love them. So big thank you to Maddie, Firebird7137. For some reason, it's got numbers. Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Boss Grand, which looks like a renamed person. Boss Grand. Don't remember that. Matt Hittington, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grand Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, Drunkhummer Nate, Ben, Shooty Louis, Eugene Chaffel, Benoit, Ed Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, James McQuellan, Liam Fallon, Tommy Goodwin, Jay McBride, Flatweb's Edge, Sexy, Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Keel. I try to put a bit of space between that. So Keel Hurd, David Dodson, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Matt Morris, Perpety, Griff, Jess Tors, Woodduck, Josh Griffiths, Nananum, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Elian Mitchum, Gilfos Draconos, Diesel, Danny Gamer, Robert Z, OG Whirler, Tainted.
Oh, what's he done?
What's he done? Did he
Yes, that is. He's completely fucked.
All Korean. That's not Korean, actually. What is that?
I don't think it's Korean. I actually have no idea what.
No, it's Bobby Gherkin, but it's in word. It looks like Asian-y script. I don't know if that's right how you say that, but it's actually spelled in English. You know what I mean? Like Bobby Gherkin. You bastard. Yeah, there he goes. Thanks for the super chat. That's good. How are you doing that? Gunwich, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. Bloody Kieran. Good to be around. If what would have been funny if you hadn't screwed the text up earlier, I would have been lost. I wouldn't have known who it was initially. Because he'd been totally changing it the last couple of weeks. I sort of I cottoned on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Get good. So I think Bobby Gherkin's found like the ASCII, what are they called? The Unicode character changes, and now he's gone crazy. He's probably doing it at all these jobs, just annoying people.
Get good.
That's good.
I didn't even see. I only saw the get good bit when it popped on the screen. I couldn't actually pick it. I just saw this fuzziness down in the chat.
Yeah, he was waiting for that. He was waiting. He was waiting for his thing. Just
He
go
was
bang.
absolutely waiting.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Thank you. Only Kieran. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Jelly said he felt the pause. See, I did try to.
Well, I felt the pause was because you were gonna shout out to him for the results he got at Richmond.
Was it third at Richmond? Was it third? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good on you.
Third.
Robert Jelly's.
Yes. He said that.
Yeah, who's our highest ranked
I was
patron?
stalking him, actually.
Probably is Jelly. Probably up there.
I was trying to get the vamp list as well that came fourth. It looked pretty tight, and it was quite a big. Obviously, it was a big tournament. So yeah, third is huge.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. Who would be our highest patron on there? Probably only because
on the worldwide sort of.
Yeah, I don't actually have
it'd be up there.
I don't actually have the global one, so I should have that.
He's done pretty well in the online ones too, hasn't he?
Yeah. You're gonna start like reading everyone's rank as you read out the Patreons every week.
I should do that. I'll put a little tag in Old World Rankings, so I just filter it by Patreon.
Good.
And if you're a Patreon, you get up to 10 points. It actually moves you up 10 places. I won't tell anyone that, but it'll just happen that way. Probably shouldn't say that. I promise it's all above. It's all above board. It's funny. Like Trump. If you send me a new plane, I'll make sure it goes up. Anyway, Josh, hit us with some questions. What have we got here?
Yeah.
Well, I'll hit you with this ridiculous comment first. Jay said, if Josh is a bit podcast, it will be about Tao, which is totally true. just be constantly distracted by the old world questions. So I'm trying to give some
we joke about that
behavioral advice or something.
Yeah. Not in a podcast.
Whereas when I'm on the old world podcast, I'm getting all these stupid vet questions, and it's just very distracting. Either way, distracting.
Okay.
Let me ask you some questions, guys. Now some of these are from last week, because last week we didn't actually get through them all, because last week we went to like 2.5 hours. Remember?
Oh, we did. It was such a blowout.
Oh, and I've removed them from that last show note, so you might have to. Have you got them all?
Yeah, I got them all, mate. That's fine.
Live
with me. I'm all over it.
Yeah,
I'm increasingly getting fond of handling these questions. So Mark's first question. Oh, is this a question? Oh, it is a question.
Sorry, before you go on, I just need to address Mark's thing. I think we'll need a patron show just so I'm just reading out 1,000 names. Now, just so Mark, you might not have been aware, but we tried to take off the reading.
Oh, you tried to rip off the patrons
there for a couple of weeks, so we had to drag it.
Trying to take the value away.
They're unhappy.
So
they were.
Anyway, hopefully
there was some kickback.
Hopefully we never get.
You want our name?
What we do. Okay, so Mark asks, this is ridiculous. Any thoughts on doing a range of merch based on Josh's dabbling to the world of pain and pleasure?
Okay, well,
Seekers and Keepers, Struth, the Cult of Josh, recruiting now in a land down under. Not all chains have balls on. Old World Fanatics.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Okay, so we haven't got any imagery. Well, we sort of do, but I started a merch store. So yes, we're going to have some merch, and it's going to have our logos. You might have noticed there is sort of playing around with some new logos. If you can see up the top, trying to fix up now AI is getting better and better. I'm trying to fix up some of their old crappy stuff that was there. But we do have merch. I was hoping to have it done this week, but we haven't got there. But we'll probably have a range of merch, like our logos, some dice with the names, but then we have been generating some, old world, topical, funny, cartoony things to add as well. And I think that one, if we can steal it off Mark, I think we do a version of that too, because we've got ones about the Charm Shield, ones about Fanatics, killing dragons. Like we've got these little funny little cartoony things which should probably have at Games Workshops.
Killing dragons.
Yeah, the flagellants. Dragons beware or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
Give it a few months and we will have Josh's line of SLAANESHI dildos.
Yeah, and I did do a big gluttonous version of Josh with a SLAANESH shirt on or something. Was it? Or a SLAANESH? What was that? No, you had SLAANESH armor. You're like a Bretonian armor. Remember that? Did I send you that one?
I don't remember that one.
I had you as a Bretonian SLAANESH.
What have you been doing in your spare time, Gombo?
But he was like really...
What images have been generating of me that I'm unaware
very
of?
Pink and purple.
What have you been doing, Gombo? That's what I want to know.
Pink dice.
Superimposing heads on things.
Anyway, so we will try and get that sorted because I think it'll be funny. I wouldn't mind. We need to. I can't believe we still don't have any merch, so we need to sort that out.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be good to sort out. It would be good. And the what you were showing us the other day seemed relatively simple. Like I'd say, just upload the image and then you've sort of got it, and just people can order it, kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So we'll sort that one out.
Yep. All right. Perfidy. This is another one from last week, and I'm glad I didn't ask it last week because it's still relevant, man. It's still relevant. Beastmen Brayhead's Arcane General release when? I might as well ask you guys since GW1's saying that's still
not this week.
Still ain't coming. Not this week, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like I knew it wasn't coming out this week. It could be. Who knows?
It's in 2 weeks. Mark my words.
Imagine if Cathay comes out before the Beastmen.
They just don't even mention Beastmen ever again. It's just God.
They well and truly failed their ambush test.
Yeah.
And then Sean asks, and he asked this question again, I think because he thought I'd forgotten it, but I hadn't forgotten it. It's in my list. What miniature game other than Mordheim would you be interested in trying? It's a pretty open question, that. What miniature game?
Like, and not just Games Workshop, just miniature game.
That's all he says, miniature game, yeah. That's pretty open. I probably, if I was going to pick one, as much as I don't really like the theme, Trench Crusade, which is similar to Mordheim, but it's quite recently released, I'd be willing to give it a go.
Chumos,
yeah, it's also written by Chumos Puridan.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it that much or read the rules really, but
that's like is it horror or Alien World War II-ish? Is it horror? I can't remember what the oh no, hell, sorry. Like it's like possessed.
Yeah.
But it's World War II.
It's a little bit that sort of period, little bit apocalyptic theme.
Okay.
It's to be honest, it's probably too modern an aesthetic for my tastes. I am hardcore, very much prefer fantasy stuff. But I'd still be willing to give it a go.
Cool.
I have a lot of faith in tournaments.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. It's basically that's the only thing you play. I mean, you don't really play Old World. The only reason you play Old World is because it's sort of derived from 6th Ed.
I only play games that Tuomas Pyramid had written 4 times 6th Ed.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh dear.
What about you, Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh,
you've dabbled a bit.
Yeah, I have, but like, because I just say maybe like it hasn't gone that good. But I used to play X-Wing. That kind of died a bit. But I've always wanted to play Armada, but I don't think a lot of people play that. And so I'm assuming most people know what that is because we're all nerds. But that's like the Star Wars like X-Wing, but it's like fleet level battles, so it's got more like the capital ships. Just because I love Star Wars and I love those fleet battles, like space battles. That's just. And then outside of that, might be I do like some parody games, and Blood and Plunder looks really cool.
Yeah, that does look cool.
I have to look at that one because I would play priority games. Otherwise, I'm like Josh. I probably wouldn't. I sort of stay around. Well, I'm a little bit different to Josh, but I stay around the whole fantasy games space a bit.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to pull me away. Hence why when Old World wasn't here, I sort of didn't do a whole lot. so I would.
Armada's heaps expensive now, so
as contract expired, so that means you just got to get it all secondhand. Is that right? I just got the fantasy version of Blood and Plunder by Matt. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. I saw some of the Blood and Plunder like minis.
Oh, it's called Armada. Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. The only thing I would say with other games is it's not so much playing it because I don't think I'll play it, but I do want to just paint my 40k orcs. So that's probably the closest moving away from Old World that I'll probably do at the moment. That's probably the amount of energy I've got.
That's or 40k.
No, 40k orcs. Like just because I bought a bunch and I love the aesthetic of them, so I just want to paint them. Actually, you just said it, Andrew. I would probably play Heresy just because I know it's probably more the people who play it because I know them, they like it. And are
there any Xenos in Heresy, or is it only just like so it's literally just the Space Marines and the
and they've got the what's it called they got the human dudes and they got the what's the Mars guys called? Whatever it's called. Cam will tell you. I can't remember what they're called. What's the Mars guys called? Starts with M. Mechanicum.
Mechanicus. Yeah.
So there's rumors of like the Dark Mechanicus, which will be like the heretical version. I don't know if that's coming or not. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a, version. What are they up to? Version 3 that's dropping. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I'd play that. But it's very 40k-ish. So
one other one I'd love to play is Man of War.
Oh God, yeah. God, yeah. So I looked into that because you can there's a lot of STLs going around.
Is that the new one or the old one?
Oh, it's only it. They only have had the old one.
It's only the old one, I think. Is it? You saying what new one?
No, is it
Man of
Oh,
War?
you're thinking? Are you talking about the one Dreadfleet?
Is that the box game? And there was like one.
That's Dreadfleet. Man of War's the one.
Oh, it's not Man of War.
And then Dreadfleet came out, which was.
I thought that was like a new Man of War. So it's not. It's completely different.
Oh, it's a totally different game. I don't know if it was based on it a bit, but yeah, I used to love Man of War, and I didn't have it. I just made it all up. That was one of the games I used to go into the shop and steal all the rules and then go home and write them down. Made all the boats out of like matchsticks and balsa wood and stuff because it was so easy to make it, and then you could play the game. Yeah. Good. It's an awesome game.
Oh, we got some kindred spirits, Smurf. Perfect. Man of War, my favorite awesome game.
Is anyone doing Man of War sort of like Mordheim where you can like just get all the PDFs and get them printed? And because I looked at that the other day. There's STLs everywhere for like all ships and undead. And,
I mean, like in a proper hardback form or that type of thing.
Yeah.
Nothing I've heard of, but
you need the cards though. Like those little ship cards that you get, and when you you'd put the damage at the certain area. Do you know what I mean?
I've never played it.
Oh, okay.
This question is
because you used to like shoot stuff and it might hit it in the water line or the sails, and you'd mark damage against the certain area.
Man, this sounds amazing. Why haven't I played this game yet?
So good. I love Man of War. It's so good. Yeah.
I was tempted to incorporate in, like not tempted, but it'd be so because
it's your campaign.
In the campaign, I've got like a water, like a sea area, and like some of the battles are over sea, but I could not include naval battles. It was just so good.
That's what they were back in that heyday of. That's probably not the heyday, but that 5th edition going into 6th. They had, you had Mighty Empires, you had Man of War, you had Warhammer, you had this sort of ability to go.
Yeah.
Well, then, exactly. Then Warmaster came out. So they had freaking everything. Then they just killed everything.
Spoiled. They were spoiled.
Yeah.
Just killed it all.
Lucky bastards.
Oh, dear.
God, we're happy tonight. Yeah.
I've got another like. Those are just the questions from last week, by the way. I haven't even hit these questions. And so, Ash's a good idea.
I got to speed this up. We still got Josh's segment coming up too.
Oh yeah, it's only far out. The dentist. So when will you guys do a family-friendly start time for a live stream? I feel like he should just stay in Bali, and therefore it will be family-friendly for him. More often than not.
It's probably too early now for him because they're still awake or something there, is it? Right.
Yeah, I think they're on Earth time. It'll be 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
Surely, at least.
Yeah,
I think Bali there'd be a bit of work, like all the Aussies and Poms over there that don't wear their helmet on their scooters. Surely there's teeth get knocked out left, right, and center.
Yeah, that's right.
Surely. There's always a GoFundMe because somebody's stacked it on a scooter and they've got no insurance.
Yeah.
Like you see
it's insane, Yeah, man. I just couldn't believe it. I think you were warning me, Andrew, about it. Yeah. I was like, it's like 2 hours to get from the airport, like 15 kilometers down the road.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't chance it over there. I'd have like a big stack hat if I was on a moped. No offense, Mark. Sorry.
Lol. I love it. I love how like UK, like England, UK can't, and Australia, they can't offend each other. It's just like,
we're all sheep shaggers and convicts, and it's all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He also asks, GW does webisodes for 40k and Age of Sigma for their Warhammer Plus content. What tower setting / story would you want to see them do? And then just to give you a bit of a moment to think, I think it would be cool to see some of the new special characters from the Arcane Journals getting some screen time.
Yeah.
Part of his question. Yeah.
So are you talking about like Lore Master, or is that it's just in general they do other stuff? Because I know there's been a couple of Lore Master episodes on Warhammer TV on the old world. Not that great, but Yeah, anything. They need to flesh out the world. I mean, they're starting to a bit, but it's still very 3 pages in an Arcane Journal's worth. You sort of like,
yeah. No, definitely.
I would just like to say they just need to pay some bloody novelists and get some books out. That's what I reckon.
Yeah. Just anything.
Just printing money. They could print money. Like we're
not picky.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they
But
doing?
I mean, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't run to the store to buy it to read the lore that's in an Arcane Journal. Do you know what I mean? Just for that, because it's not exactly great writing and it's not that.
But a book you get, or an audio book, 100%. Yeah.
Give me a proper author, and they'd probably do it.
Nathan Long, just give him 50 grand or whatever he gets paid to blow the stuff out.
Yeah,
I swear, like I think those GW authors, like I reckon they write pretty quick. I reckon they'd get 3-4 books out a year.
Oh, yeah.
I think they got a bit of a team. I don't think. Yeah.
The guy who writes a lot of the heresy. What's his name? The dude who wrote the actual first book. What was his name? He's done a few.
Yeah, they seem to go pretty quick. Well, surely.
Is there any chance? Does anyone know how old Gotrek is in 8th edition? Is there any chance we could have like a young Gotrek running around story?
So his axe makes him live longer. I think he's like 500 years or something.
So he is. I mean, you can't have
Felix
Felix
lives longer as well. So they're both long lived because every time.
Yeah, but Felix is not. Like he wouldn't be back then. He was in Outdorf and everything. So
but he lives longer. So Felix meets people and they're real old, like that he used to know, and they're all like grey and old, and he's like the same age. Like he hasn't aged. So around the axe, Gotrek's axe, they reckon there's like a...
Yeah, but I mean, we know sort of when Gotrek and Felix met, hey, and that's definitely in the 8th edition era.
Yeah, so I think Felix is around, mid 30s.
But you could almost do like, I mean, maybe it breaks the whole Gotrek thing, but you could almost do the story of how the hell he got to where he was, how he became a Slayer. Potentially, if they wanted to, because it's not really documented anywhere, and you could easily just plonk it in that timeline, couldn't you?
Yeah, they hint at it quite a bit. Because I'm onto the tail end of the series. Actually stopped.
Yeah, okay.
I'm now into new audio books because I don't want to finish Gotrek. Like I don't want to finish it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've stopped because like the end times. I'm like, all right, time to move on and
find
something.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. You know what's coming. You're like, nah.
Oh yeah.
My daughter, that's the daughter I was talking to, but she did that with Red Dead Redemption, where she just knew the end of it and so didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
So she just would not kill, what's his name? So she kept playing the game and never finishing it because she didn't want his name Arthur Morgan to die.
So much respect. Yeah, it's such a good it's such a good game.
But okay, here damn it. Google says Gotrek was born 2386, 100 years after Old World. Oh, that sucks. Oh. When's the Great War of Chaos? Because we're in 2276 at the moment, eh? And it's only like 20 years away. So, damn it. They need to do some... well, we'll get some new characters. I mean...
They could totally just retcon that. If there's anything GW are good at, it's retconning shit to their
Oops.
Yeah.
preference.
Especially Britannia.
So they just got to see the dollar signs.
Yes.
Cool.
I've still got a few more questions, guys. So this is this is taking quite a while. Herald of the Old World. This is sort of there's a couple of questions here. Herald of the Old World, and then Michael also asks. So Herald goes Mordheim deep dive review when?
Ooh.
Which I think we can talk about. And then Mark sort of piggybacks on that and goes, with the teaser of the forthcoming Morthcan campaign, will it be the three of you playing, and what factions will we be using? It's happening. We're not really playing a campaign because obviously we're really far apart from each other and there's no way we can. But we're certainly going to be doing some Mordheim content tomorrow night.
And I think we're going to be doing
tomorrow night.
Yeah. So
are we going to live stream that, by the way?
We could. As our cool backdrop for our live stream. Well, if it's live stream, I don't know.
I think we should.
Yeah. So if we live stream, we have to do on the Old World Fanatics channel and just have it like you do with your 6 Ed one and just have more time Fanatics. But if we wanted to start a whole new YouTube channel, which we could do later, you can't live stream straight away.
I actually wasn't sure what we were planning with if we do a whole other feed and channel.
I still think we are not a Warhammer the Old World channel. We're an Old World Fanatics, which is all we're encompassing. We're DEI for Old World.
I could expand that folder at the bottom that's got the 6 Ed Fanatics into 6 Ed / Wartime Fanatics and just have that like as
whatever
section. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
As long as we'll let the listeners, if they yell at us, man, no one's going to yell at you for covering a bit of more.
Yes, perfectly. Tomorrow. It's happening.
Things move fast in the old world.
Things move fast.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, well, so we will be sorting that out.
The city of the
just not our episodes.
Pick up Perfety's one.
Yeah.
Be a bit of a long name, but it'll fit. Old World Fanatics. Josh, who doesn't play Old World.
Just a little technicality. Don't worry about that.
I'm Old World open. I'm open to it.
Old World open. Old World
okay.
Curious.
Old World Curious still.
That's very SLAANESHI of you.
All right, let me hit Perfety's question because I think this is leading to a bit of a discussion as well.
Ooh.
All right, so firstly, Empire Arcane Journal review when? Actually, do you want to answer that or not?
Sorry, I blanked out reading the comments. What was that?
Empire Arcane Journal review. Is it happening one day?
It's supposed to be last week, and I said no to ASB because I was busy. I played a game. Oh no, I didn't play. I was busy. So yes, we're supposed to try finding time, and we're the same. He's struggling to find time as well with his kids.
Yeah, it would be really
second
busy.
one. So we are trying.
The second one.
Yeah, they're having a second one. Yeah, I think he's going to move to Adelaide. So yeah, things are happening. So yes, we are trying to.
Yep.
But I think Andrew and I are going to get a game in this week. If we get a game.
Oh, nice. We're in a game in
front. I know we haven't spoken about it. Like, no, it's winter March. Is that?
Whatever. We can do whatever. Yeah, I might have a play of that. I don't know if I'll care too much about the scenario bits, but I might try that.
I'm all over the scenarios. I'm scheming hardcore.
Just so you patrons can help me here. I'm Winter Warfare's Renegade pack, but 25% heroes, correct? Sorry, 25% max character.
Yeah, max.
Max character section.
Allowance. Yeah.
So my view is maybe one of the armies that might play well then is Mortuary Cult because you can just I don't know. I feel like you can still have a lot of monster stuff, like good tough and sick stuff, but you can also just dominate the magic phase.
It would be a
I don't know. I'm going to try have a play around with that. Yes. So anyway, we'll see how we go with the Empire Arcane Journal.
And then secondly, what are your thoughts on the 500-point comp rules, which are introduced by GW and are being used for Square Base events, which you can link on there on the Honest Wargamer website. I found myself getting really into thinking about lists for them, and they open up a whole range of options I'd never really usually considered, thanks to other things being removed from the game. So there's no dragons, almost no flying characters at all. Patronians can take a Paladin Royal Peg, but he can't afford a Lance and Shield. Some of the more egregious units are unavailable due to cost, so no Peg Knights again. What's this hit on the Bretts, man? As a min-size unit is too expensive, and no Blood Knights. It's really fun. Anyway, my actual questions are there any options which jump out at you as interesting in this comp? What armies would you build as a mini 500 points project? And I'm considering going to one of these 500-point Square Base events. Any ideas for a 500-point list for Vampire Counts? Now,
yes.
Andrew,
you already sent one, didn't you?
Yeah. Josh hit me up. So thank you for the question. I think it's fantastic, and I'll let Josh talk about what he's done after, and then it got us both excited. So I went ahead. I actually wrote 2 lists. So I wrote a list, and then I thought,
you wrote 2 lists.
What? So I'm just going to do the last list I did because I think that's what I
was. Was this before or after? Is this the second list after you saw the list I made?
No. I made a list. I put it on there. You didn't see it. and then I didn't like it, so I deleted it, and then I put it on
nice.
Right. So it's the one we saw.
That's how involved I was. I was like, no, it's not good enough. All right, so
you properly so you really got into it.
I did.
I
did.
I love it.
So I thought, all right, I tried to look up the rules, and I think I've got it within, but there might be things in there that I got wrong. So anyway, I went with a Necromancer Acolyte. So it's so tight for points. I ended up going a level 1, running a spell familiar.
Level 1?
So you got 2 spells, but you're only a level 1.
It's like +1 to cast. That's it.
That's it. I couldn't get the extra 15 points. So I thought, all right, I'll go with Dark Magic. But you could go with anything you wanted, just to guarantee probably the spell that you want. I just thought Dark Magic would be good because I don't mind the Magic Missile, and Magic Missiles are very potent at the moment. And especially in that point range, I think a Magic Missile.
Yeah, in that point range, that'd be massive.
Dark
just delete
Demonology.
one of these little units, you know?
Yeah. Demonology would be really good, but they didn't have access to
magic,
it.
what's the Magic Missile in Dark?
It's the template, Strength 3.
Oh, that one. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, the actual signature one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also running the Ruby Ring for some extra. Pew, pew. I thought the White King jumping on a skeletal steed with a lance, and of course the obligatory Charm Shield came in at 108.
Yes, the Charm Shield.
Yeah.
It'll save his life. Oh my god.
It will.
Love the Charm
100%.
Shield.
Coming at 108 points because like the White King's actually, I think, quite cheap, and there's not a lot out there that I think the White King can offer as something that's going to take it out easily, because it's got, I think, 3 wins, 3 attacks. It's only like weapon skill 5. Like in the scheme of things,
of like a hero.
Yeah. But in this comp, I reckon it'd be really good. He'll be running in. Well, he doesn't have to, but I'd run him in a unit. So I've got a unit of 5 Black Knights, which you can take as core. With Lance Barding and the Hell Knight. I couldn't afford anything else. And I've got 2 units of 7 Dire Wolves with a Doom Wolf. So it's literally run up. Maybe use a Dire Wolf as chaff if you had to, because they're 62 points. But I just think that it could go pretty good with what you got. The only problem is the Knights can't march. So you'd have to maybe use a spell to get them to march, but other than that, I think they're pretty good. And the Necromancer, you wouldn't have to put it in the unit of Knights if you didn't want to. He could just like run around behind.
Is he on a steed? Should get a mount for him?
Yeah. He's on a steed.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think that's how you do it. Yeah, just have him running around for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got the 5-up regen. I know it counts towards. Nah, I didn't go zombies. I was looking at zombies, and just the points allowance. You have to be able to like move them up with the spell. So I was like, oh, you could probably build into it, but I'm like, well, you kind of need that. I think it's Van Helsing. What is it? The Dance Macabre or whatever it is.
Dance Macabre.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one, or Hellish Vigor. There's one of them that gives you the reserve move.
Yeah,
and you'd almost have to get that, otherwise you're only moving 4. And I'm like,
yeah, I think it's Hellish Figures the bubble. Oh, you can get a bubble. Yeah.
So with a level 4, you don't care. You know, you're like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll do this. But yeah, with the points allowances, thought zombies were a little bit too restrictive.
Yeah, and then
probably
because then I go excited, because I mean that question was mainly about the vampire counts and how you build it. And I'm like, oh, and I saw your list, and I was like, well, that's interesting. That's a cute little list. So I was wondering if I could build a list. I want to be part of this. let me build this. So I built a little Brett list, which is, I mean, not that it's not groundbreaking at all. I don't think it's really taking advantage of anything in particular. I think it's just a fairly thematic list, and it's kind of restricted a bit because the core requirements are pretty high in the regular Brett list. But yeah, I'm just running a paladin who's got a lance, heavy armor on a warhorse with a shield. Oh no, not a shield. He's got a charm shield. I gave him the charm shield. Hey, the charm shield. I think I could have put him on like a Oh, the barter peg, maybe. Oh no, I don't. I want him on a horse because I feel like it's very functional on a horse. He does well. Then I've got 6 Mad Knights of the Realm. I actually managed to get full command on these 6 Knights of the Realm. And I've got 10 Peasant Bowmen that are skirmished because that's like 215 points a core now. But you kind of have to have a unit of bowmen and a unit of knights in the army. So I was kind of It's like suddenly when you have 2 1-ups in the list, suddenly you're using a huge amount of core points in a 500-point army. Then I've got a unit of 5-man yeomen with feigned flight and 3 ground knights with a champion and no standard or musician because I couldn't fit them into the the rare restriction. So yeah, I think that'd be such a fun, really interesting game to play.
It would.
Because
you'd have the shooting, I'd have some shooting, we'd have knights, it'd just be this like your bus first one. Yeah.
You've got 2 units of fast cav versus my 1, but I've got 2 units of knights. It'd be such a fun game to play. No infantry blocks at all. just knights running at each other in fast cav.
Classic the old world.
The old world, yeah. It's the way it is. I would actually be so keen to play. I'm almost like, almost I'm like, when I come for Castle Assault on the Friday night, like, do we just bust? Like, it should take like 45 minutes to play this. It's like, do we just play this 500?
It got me thinking, Andrew. Maybe this is a different topic. We were talking about getting people into. We're doing a beginners like topic at some point, aren't we? Like about introducing people to the game. Does the tournament scene turn them off? That type of thing. There's been a few. Anyway, we'll cover that later. But I was wondering maybe at like Thirsty one day we actually both of us bring 2 500-point armies and we just split up the table. And if no one wants to play, we just play. But if there's other people hanging around, you go have a game. And there's
have a game.
You know what I mean?
Get in there. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should
be like
a time where our mouth is and actually see if we can get some people involved.
Well, yeah. It's what do you call it? Like where you show people stuff. I can't even think of the word. It's got a word.
It's like a demo, but
Yeah. I suppose it will be a demo.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd just be interesting. Like, there's always a couple of people that are just not playing, and they just walk around and see, and you go, well, hey, why don't you play? 500.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Army right here. Let's do it.
Yeah. It'll still take 2 hours, but
well, yeah, probably.
You should.
But no. Yeah, something like those lists. If like it's just like a run in charge, it'd be that'd be a cool little demo. Definitely.
It is. I think it's underrated playing those games. My experience playing like the slow grow and that type of thing, playing at 500, 750, well, I think I did 400, 600, 800, then 1,000. And all those small scale games were just as interesting strategically, and they just took half the time. And there's a lot to be said for it. It'll be fun. And then he also asked, why does GW hate Beastmen? Perfectly asked. Because that's his question from this week. The other question was from last week. But I'm legally obliged to read these questions out, even though they seem slightly repetitive. And then the dentist also asks, how many arcane frogs are you going to buy? I'm not sure who's answered that question out. Maybe all of us. I'm not intending. I mean, are you planning to take the scroll of transmogrification?
I'd probably
transmogrification.
They don't excite me. They look a bit weird. They're not on my worst like old world model, but they're a bit, you love them.
It took me back to playing The Witcher. Yeah.
I don't mind some of the familiars they've brought out on some of those other wizards, but the frogs.
Yeah, okay. The frogs didn't. Yeah, right.
Didn't grab me.
No.
Probably the cheapest slan you can buy. That's true. That'd be Actor. He'll be double slan.
The double slan is 500 points. Which I actually asked a proper question there. I think he's Is this like a late Patreon question? Mini/resin question. I ordered saber tusks from GW online and they're lighter grade than usual. Does this mean they're resin and do I have to approach them differently?
Well, I don't know, but I mean the
know
resin
for sure.
I bought, like the new models I bought, like they're definitely a very light coloured, you know, fine like resin, not fine cast, but you know, so
Minis.
I suspect they're resin.
Surely.
I mean, I don't think you have to approach them that differently. I mean, I guess you just use
like from what in terms of safety or from.
Oh, resin.
Yeah, they sound like they're resin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of stripping them,
use
if you
glue.
had painted them, but yeah, as purpose, you don't use paste, you just use super glue.
Mm.
That's really the only thing. Like, yeah, you have to be careful if you do paint them one day and then want to strip the paint off in terms of what material, what liquid you use to do that.
Yes, yeah.
But
I would say cleaning
them
them up as well. Yeah, cleaning them, they're a lot more brittle than a plastic. So if you get your little jeweler's files out, just be a bit careful.
Yeah, and as Perfectly says, big OHS issue. If you sand them, don't inhale the resin dust. Very important.
Yeah.
Do not inhale the resin.
We don't do it as much as I should, but
yeah, definitely don't do too much OHS over here with me. I've got my jeweler's little. I've got a
Is he locked up? Oh, I thought he was just pondering there, but he's
yeah, no, he's gone.
He's gone.
Hopefully he comes back. You can answer this one.
Oh, sorry.
Will I get like?
Sorry. I just jumped
Are you
out.
back?
The Temu.
No, answer the question. Go on. What?
Can you not hear us? You're there.
You're there. We can hear you. You can't hear us.
A little bit. Everything's bouncing around. All right, we back? Sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
picked this up and I hit my Ethernet cable and I think it. Yeah.
Oh,
so sorry, it's a little Temu die grinder thing, and I actually use it for
like a
cleaning
little
up the minis.
sander.
I think Josh said,
yeah, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I use a Dremel.
Josh said he didn't like his.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a knockoff Dremel. Yeah, but it's got 3 levels, so you can actually take it quite slow. It's actually.
I should really get my Dremel out. It's out the back. I should actually use it for this stuff.
Yeah,
so dumb.
I love this, but man, resin's just going everywhere, and I'm just like, I didn't know it's bad, so I want to look into that now. Mildly toxic. There you go.
How can something be mildly toxic though? When toxic is about the dosage, that's why.
Probably because it's a matter of how much of that dose is required to
make it toxic.
Yeah. So over a extended period of time, eventually,
I don't believe it.
Get significant. What you don't believe?
The standards they change their mind. Like sometimes, it's not that bad, and then like 10 years later, it's like, oh yeah, it's massive carcinogen. Like just don't. So it's
well, it's based on the available research
and
at the time.
data changes.
It does. Yeah. The beauty of science. New information becomes
generally
alive,
goes
and they change
in one direction. But yeah.
Yep. Everything's going to kill you.
Exactly. You're definitely going to die. I tell you that. That's
right.
You might even die before Beastmen come out. Yeah. That's anyway. That's not a threat.
No, we got Josh's segment. I feel bad.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
I'm about to hit it. I'm about to go into it, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Stop talking,
So
Josh.
this is not a question, but Jelly had this comment from like a few weeks ago, and I feel it's a good way of introducing this. Imagine spending 12 months doing some badass hobby, creating in a legitimate world, and it's overshadowed instantly by some genitalia-looking scenery. You played yourself, Josh, but that borders is another spell at hobby time. Any of us would be lucky to have a buddy put something like that together for the old world.
Yeah, definitely.
Ah, dear.
Still your fault, Josh. It's still 100%.
I refuse to take responsibility for that piece of terrain. I am going to hit I won't hit that actually. What I'll do is I will talk a little bit about a couple of things. So I do want to describe. I'm going to go right into my narrative campaign update and that type of thing, guys. No distractions. No distractions. So
just kidding.
the chat is turned up. I'll just bring this up. the share screen. Because yeah, I want to intro a bit about the whole demonic supplement that I did write. I did have to update a couple of things in terms of how things work to have it functional, because it has this whole. Every time I can't say the word monolith without giggling anymore. You guys have ruined the word monolith.
We didn't ruin it, Josh.
But I did.
So what are
I
you
did
calling
change
it
the
instead?
demon stone is the word
Okay.
that I already had picked out even before I'd gotten to that point. Right. So I did simplify the attacking tower situation, because there was this whole thing where you can raise it by being within 4 inches of it and rolling 2d6 and adding unit strength, and that can cause damage to the building and essentially rouse it. I did simplify that as well by when you're shooting at it, you also roll 2d6 and add the strength and the wounds characteristic, and then each time you hit the tower, essentially whatever number that total is, you get modifiers to get above 35 to destroy the tower and that type of thing. I also refined the NPC control, where basically there used to be like steps where it was relatively simplified, where it would just move towards dudes, but I've tried to include some more sort of player control, essentially, where if it's in charge range of something, you'll just charge it, but also if nothing's in charge range but that the NPC unit is within charge range of something else, then the opponent of that unit will then control it, so they'll essentially just be able to respond to that unit being threatened by the NPC, and then otherwise it's proximity, where the person with his unit that's furthest away from the unit essentially that chooses where the NPC moves. So it's kind of like it's a bit of intelligence there, where it's based on proximity and threat to the NPC, or if it can charge something, because it's really important when I'm going into like this whole demonic thing that the NPC functions reasonably well, because it's actually a massively important part of the whole supplement that I'm doing.
And you took some of this feedback from you from that last round. You did when people were playing it. Hey,
yeah, I did, because I've had 2 games where like I did play the scenario. Like the first time I played it, it was based on pure proximity, so whoever was closest didn't control the NPC, and that was a bit too simplistic. It just meant like they had this big bubble around them where especially like if you have flankers going, you can't really go near the demon, otherwise they'll just turn to face you. Whereas that priority system, where it's all about charge ranges, threatening, and I've got a little sub clause where units of low threat, so units where unit strength 3 or less, or skirmish fast cav that only got 1 attack each kind of thing, don't actually cause any reaction by the NPC. So you can actually sort of go in there with an eagle or a little bit of fast cav, and the NPC is just kind of going to ignore it. They've got more important priorities. So that way, it feels a bit more realistic that the NPC is going to really focus on what's in front of it, and more threatening units. But it's still in a very structured way where hopefully I actually feel like it's fairly well built out, that it can't really be taken advantage of. I think. I mean, I've only really had 1 or 2 games since then, but I think it's a pretty functional way of getting an NPCs going. Anyway, I mean, if you guys want to read more, it's you can get a look at the PDF via the fallenmontecastello.com on the link at the bottom of the table of the page there. But so the demonic blight supplement, because guys, this is so exciting, and you ruined it with that ridiculous reaction to my terrain. So this is something where I've put blight markers on like different tiles. It's actually starting to spread around the map now, because basically what happened was, after that last game, I did want to expand it, and I put in fluff that the high elf mage that was in that game, he actually stepped out of his unit of white lions and got killed by the wood elf mage, and I put it into the fluff that he actually tripped on one of the old seals that were lying under the Monte Castello fortress. So this is I've added a fluff where there used to be like this old high elfin ward under the fortress, and it was partly damaged, and that's why there were demons poking out at that location. That was the fall of Monte Carlo, essentially. That the wall got damaged by I've got a little bit of fluff going on there, that there was some scholars that lived in the fortress, led by this guy called Vano della Mirenza, and it's a little bit vague at the moment, but he might have been looking at the seals, going, "Oh, what how can I sort of can I bring high magic into Tilia? Can I raise Tilia's glory?" But he actually, the seal actually got damaged, and then all these demons started coming out, and it was sort of limited to Monte Castello. But after this battle, where the High Elf Mages essentially inadvertently broken the rest of the ward, I've now got demons flowing out. There's blight spreading across the map. So it basically works. So we've got in the campaign, there's an event table where people roll on for different territories, but if there's a blight marker on the territory, then the attacker has to roll on the blight event table instead of the normal event table. So it's actually 2d6 rather than 1d6, and it's -1 and an additional -1 for every adjacent blighted tile to the location of the battle. And the d6 is actually, what it means is that the lower you roll, the more demons appear on the battle, essentially, and the more monoliths or demon stones appear on the battle as well. And they're all controlled by the NPC rules. The demon stones or the monoliths can be destroyed as well by a unit coming within 4 inches and doing the same raise effect that the buildings do, where you roll 3d6 out your unit strength, or you can shoot at them. But you've also got an option where you can actually invoke the stone as well. So you can raise it and destroy it, and destroying it is how you get rid of the blight from the tile. And if you do get rid of the blight, all the blight from the surrounding tiles also goes away. So that's a way of getting it off the map. And you can also explore it after you destroy it too, where you draw a card and you get some funky things from there. But if you invoke it, this has actually spent a lot of fun time with this, by the way. So if you choose to invoke the stone, you can get some crazy effects where the because there's 2 types of stones. There's the monolith and there's the demonic waste stone. The demonic waste stone doesn't summon demons in the way that the monolith does, but the waste stone has some crazy effects.
That's appropriate, I reckon.
Where there's 4 different effects that are themed by the gods, basically. So you roll a 1, it's overwhelmed by ecstasy, and the unit can't move. It moves as if it's failed a stupidity test.
Yeah.
2 or 3, you summon a cloud of flies, which is a 5-inch round template, and then just scatters with scatter artillery dice. Everything that's even partially touched suffers -1 to hit when shooting in close combat. If you roll a misfire, you just keep scattering after that. If you roll a misfire, it goes away. Bloodlust, everything in 6 inches gets frenzied, just everything, all the units within 6 inches. And then Tides of Fate is a bit of a weird one. I'm just going to see how this works. So each player secretly rolls a d6, writes down the result, and then they swap that page with the opponent. So it's still so the opponent doesn't know what the number is, and then until the end of the next turn, after rolling your dice, that player may then choose to use whatever number their opponent has written under that piece of paper.
Oh, right. So it's okay.
And that could be, and you don't know, that could be a high number, it could be a low number, and I can see a situation where you could totally be playing with each other's heads about what that number is, and do they want to swap it, kind of thing. So it's sort of a Zenshi sort of changing theme there. But the monolith, which is it does have an effect where at the start of each NPC turn, it can potentially draw more units into the battle. But if you invoke it, you can also call the demons, and you can potentially control them. If you roll a 6 on the monolith, if you invoke it, you actually can control the demonic unit. You can place it where you want, and then you can actually control it for a turn. Just for a turn. Yeah. You have it for a bit before it completely runs out of control. But then if you roll a 1, it's a bot summoning where the opponent can place it where they want. They can't control it, but they can at least have control of where it goes, and they can plonk it right next to your unit potentially. So that's essentially the structure of it, really. At the moment, these blighted tiles are spreading. Last round, no one really interacted with them, which means that they're just going to keep spreading. And people will have to interact with them whether they like it or not.
That demonic blight event table, that's rolled at the beginning, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So that can just,
the battle,
if you roll 2 or less, it can spawn 4 demon units straight on the table to start the game type thing.
At the start of the game. Straight up. So 4 demon units and 2 demon stones, the monolith and the waste stone. So that everything's
yes.
it's absolutely hectic. And then the monolith is calling more demons.
Yeah.
I've fortunately got about 8 Damien units now, so hopefully I'll have enough. Surely there won't be too many more than that are required. But yeah, it potentially could get quite a lot. So this is where it's at this. I'll go through a quick little thing about what I did last round, by the way. So I gotta hit this. So these are all I put on the map on here. So these are there was 7 guys last round. We had a bunch of different attacks go on. So I got some pictures. So there was Will's Wood Elves got attacked at the port by Chris's Tomb Kings, and then Ash, who with the dwarves who had explored somewhere else, was the third person, so he came in as a third player. He didn't do the 3-player game though. He played an ally with Chris, which is so disappointing. And then they actually rolled counterattack, so then it flipped over. So Will went to Chris's port, and then they rolled counterattack again, so it flipped over again. So it was just quite ridiculous. And then Matt played Travis again. It was Travis attacked Matt, but then he rolled the meeting engagement, and it sort of flipped over. And then finally Hugh and I played. Hugh attacked me. It ended up being a pitch battle in my farm. And I'll very quickly go through this. So he was playing Empire. I was playing my cult. The thing with the pitch battle is that I've got 200 points less, but I can move a piece of terrain around. I've got a little bit of deployment advantage in a few things. Essentially moved up. I quite dominant magic. Probably the biggest thing that happened was my Anointed went into the Knights in the foreground. He did 1 wound, took a wound back, lost combat by 1 without number. I rolled an 11. He fled. He got run down, and some of the Knights were in my backfield, and my 450 point Anointed was dead. My poor core gear. Everything went pretty pear shaped from there. I lost, so the other flank started crumbling. My center crumbled. Everything pretty much died very quickly after I lost core gear.
How many attacks and stuff does he have?
Huh? He has 5 strength 7 attacks. Man.
Oh wow! He did 1 wound.
He hit 4 out of 5, and then I rolled 2 1s out of 4.
Yeah.
And he still had a 5 up save because it was 1 up -4. So then he saved 1. So I got 1 wound through out of 5.
So you didn't? Did you have a champ? Did you just not challenge, or?
I don't think he had command. Although even if he did, I didn't think of challenging, and I probably should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have.
Sometimes you get greedy. You're like, oh no, I'm gonna wipe 4 models.
Well, if I went in with 5 strength 7 attacks against Knights and -3 or whatever it is, AP, whatever on that, 4, whatever. Yeah,
happens to the best of us.
And what's the weapon skill on that thing?
8.
Yeah,
it's a 2-1 wound.
Oh, mate, it's got
That's crazy, isn't it? I love dice.
4.
I'm wishing for the old world to hit sharp because there's still only 3s to hit.
Yeah.
8 to 5 or 4 or 3, whatever it is. And the sad thing is, so that Anointed core gear who's been in every game. If I rolled the injury chart at the end of the campaign, and I rolled the dead result,
so
I rolled 2 ones, and now it's not dead. So then I take a toughness test, and if I pass it, I roll twice on the critical chart, or if I fail, it is dead, and I just failed it. I rolled like a 1, so it's straight up dead.
So what does that mean? He's like, how do you? Yeah, what happens when they're dead? How do you go back through? Or you just don't have that unit ever again? Or
I can still have the unit, but he had like 4 different skills that I got equipped.
So because you gain.
So I lost all the because he had learned, which let him pick a spell at the start of the game and stuff, which was nice, and a few other little things like that. And then so he died, and I made up some fluff where a new Anointed has come on silver. I changed his mount, so I put him on a dark steed. So I painted this guy up just this week. So he's coming.
You painted him just this week. What? When did he die?
On Sunday. It was last
Sunday.
Last.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. Because I was going to do this.
You free-handed that banner.
No, I didn't freehand. It looks like freehand. It's a transfer. I've printed that.
I was gonna say.
And then I have. So I painted it's just black and white though. So I painted the pink banner first.
Yeah.
Then I put the black and white transfer on, and where the rose is clear on the transfer, and then all the green stuff is I put the green stuff on, like, so it's sort of like, yeah, it's not like I've just printed a transfer and stuck it on. It's like I've done quite a bit of work to freehand the green on there to give it.
And then you can still do highlighting and stuff on that green.
Like, I've highlighted the green stuff and that type of thing, you know. So yeah, it ends up yeah. But that's beyond my ability of freehand, to be honest.
No, because what you should have said, the question was, did you freehand that? You should have said, yeah. So, of course, why? No, not freehand.
I'm too honest, man.
It's
plausible.
That is very plausible, and it's beautiful.
Now, are you ready for this? Because it's about to get really
monolith.
Almost. It's about to get a bit SLAANESHI in here, guys. And that's I put my Velithra on a boob worm. Actually,
how many boobs are on that thing now?
A lot of boobs, guys. There's a lot of boobs on this model.
I gotta zoom this in. Whoa! That's
full on SLAANESHI today. Full on SLAANESHI.
I like the colors you picked there. The palette. It's very good. Very lifelike.
Does that tail split into two tails? What is in the middle of that tail? Is that what it is?
It's
one. Oh, it's going
like
right around.
It goes around.
I thought it was splitting out. I was like, oh,
so
no,
this is
like you're missing a couple of boobs there, but just two more would have been better.
So this is the Marathi model that was on a Dark Pegasus, and I actually plucked it off the Dark Pegasus and put her on the boob worm, because you know this is the way to do it when you got SLAANESHI, right?
Can I just poor concerned Earthling? He just turned up, like he's just seen our stream, and the title pops in. The first thing he sees is a boob worm.
That's why they join us here.
My god! Yeah, that's what come people come for the Wood Elf.
So that's the
news
Marathi
update.
model.
Stay for the SLAANESHI.
Did you modify that, or was it always hanging out with boobs out the top? I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't add boobs to it.
Okay.
This is how it is.
You never know.
This is how it is. Like,
did you spend on the boobs? Like, did you spend a bit of time just making sure those nipples were perfect?
I'm not going to answer that question.
See? He did. Josh took his time there. He's quite the artist.
No,
Da Vinci.
No answering.
Cool.
Yeah. I have also modified that the headdress is the 5th ed one as well. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. You're never coming out of this SLAANESHI, this obsession now. You're gonna you're stuck in there. Especially once the community edition of the old world. Was it the what's that? SLAANESHI comes out.
Yeah. No.
It's out. Wait, isn't it out? What do you mean community edition?
Oh, it's into the army builders and stuff you'll be using.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will absolutely be using them. Yeah.
No, that was good. I actually like those. So is that's not a direct 1-for-1 transfer, is it? So that's going to be the boob worm is. So who's that going to be now? Or it is a direct transfer?
So it's my sorceress in the previous game was on foot.
Yeah.
So I've actually, I guess the fluff is she's now riding the boob worm of the dead. Anointed.
So who's the beat stick in the army then? Because you might
the guy on the dark steed.
The banner bearer.
Yeah, the guy on the banner bearer. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he's the new anointed, but yeah, stick him on a dark steed. I don't think putting the sorceress on a boob worm is a particularly good idea in 6th ed, but I'm interested to see how she goes because it makes her a massive target. But we'll see what happens.
Is she a large target? Is that what happens?
No, she's not a large target, but you know, she's no longer can hide behind. Well, she can hide behind stuff, but just not like she's just on a large
behind boobs. She's only A cup, only B cup.
God. Does the boob make her more effective in combat? Can she go into combat or not really?
The boomerang gives her 2 extra strength 4 attacks. And it does protect her a bit because even if she gets shot at, you do have to distribute the wounds. So it's only on a 5 up to the shots hit her. You know what I mean? So there's some protection there. Today. Yes.
juvenile.
Jay says
Classic
she's the lunch
Jay.
target of every guy in the bar. And then Perfectly says, my recognition for playing six, any about bigger than a horse is a bad idea. And yeah, Perfectly, I think you might be right, but I'm doing it anyway. I think it's a good choice, and I'm going to prove it next month. She'll do well. She'll do well.
What's the, I got a question. Sorry,
just the beak up in the merch store.
In the game you played, that picture on your actual website, is that an engineer standing in your farmyard with the sheep? Like, what model is that from the Empire guy? If you bring up,
sorry,
bring up your
the battle.
Yeah, your battle one again.
Filled with the sheep.
Oh, the cows or the sheep?
Oh, the cows.
In the sheep, in the middle, in the middle there. It's like
obviously my terrain, by the way.
What in the name of SLAANESHI is going on?
So that's an iron blast, not iron blast. You know, the guy that shoots.
Yeah.
What's the ogre guy that can shoot? I forget. The iron guy.
Oh, is he an ogre?
Yeah, he's an ogre.
Is that what it is? I was wondering what he
It
was.
started off as a unit of ogres.
He's hanging out there.
Oh,
yeah.
No, Iron Blast is the big one, and then oh god, the holy cannons. Oh, I've had complete lead belchers. Yes,
lead belcher. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. He's an ogre. Okay. I was wondering what, I was like, is that an engineer? And if so, what's he doing in the field? Is he herding the sheep? I don't know.
Molesting the sheep.
It makes sense now, that picture before that, where he's sort of living his way up. Okay. And he's got a wound on him. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
that does make sense.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good. I have not gone back through this website since the first time you looked at it. So I'm going to have to go back and read a bit more on it.
Yeah, it's filled out a bit more. There's a fair bit on there now.
Yeah, no, it's good. I jumped in there the other day to try and catch up a little bit after the incident with the monoliths. So.
I'm going to have to get into some narrative stuff once we kick into this.
The narrative stuff.
I've not even touched any of this stuff. So, for a while. Not lately. Just in general.
Definitely is.
Any narrative gaming or anything. It's been a long time.
Yeah. No, I reckon
so much fun.
Just a little bit of narrative is always good for an episode. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just why you're there is at least a minimum.
We do. I'll post it here. Hang on. Oh, you doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. It's annoying because it instantly redirects. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
It's good because Josh doesn't do anything by halves, so it's fantastic.
No,
I think there's some questions, Josh, you might have missed around. I don't know if it was Mark.
I wasn't looking at the questions at all. Yeah. What's the question?
Just about the tiles. I think it was.
That don't involve a G string.
Trying to see where they were.
They're nothing fun.
Oh God, I've missed some of these. She's only
a
magical box of Kleenex.
What?
That's what Jay said about. That's in relation to the boob one. There was something about your tiles, though. I wanted to make sure we answered it, but I think it might have been Mark. So if so, we just.
Oh, was it that one? Are these the hexes you 3D printed?
Yeah, it was.
Those are the ones I was printing.
Yeah.
Ones that I printed and finally painted after it took 9 months to get them all painted.
It's so good, bud. It's so good. So good. It is. It's a treat.
Yeah. I actually
need to pass it on to somebody. You can, I've always got space in my shed.
I actually managed to hang them up. I was doing that just before I came on. Actually, I got a little bit of metal thread and drill some holes, and now I've got to hang up on the wall. It's probably the only way I can store it. Anyway, because otherwise it's just this huge thing that's really fragile that I can't touch.
It'd be awesome in a man cave. You want a man nerd cave.
Yeah. I was almost due in front of the house. I probably can't have that on the wall. But
yeah. Maybe not in the entryway with the wife. What's that?
I bought the old world map and it's still in the packet. That would have been good to open up and put something.
Imagine you trying to put that up on the wall in your house.
Yeah.
My missus, get that shit off the wall.
Cool. Anyway, would you want to wrap this one up? I didn't really get any other hobby. Did you get any hobby, Andrew? Nothing worth. I can wait.
Oh, nah, nothing. You guys know because I was trying to do those bases. I'll get into that later. And I've been doing heaps of cav, as you guys know, with my little secret project, which isn't new, but it kind of is. Anyway, we'll get into that next week.
Yeah, we'll do some hobby next week. I might have to try and get a bit more done this week because I've done jack all. But it comes and goes, you know. So it's all good. Oh well, hopefully that was a good one. Yeah, next week I think we'll try to chat around this comp stuff again. And I think actually someone else.
Thanks, Mark.
Someone asked about where to send info about their ideas on competitive play and stuff. Just shoot us in the Discord. Who was it? Where I saw that question. It's too far back. If you've got any thoughts on, you know, competitive play and etiquette and stuff, and you know what things are acceptable, how you actually sort of portray all that. We just want to go through all that and what people expect to get out of games and stuff. And I think we also then do another one, maybe the week after or whatever, depends when Beastmen come out, about how to get new people in. Because yes, we got hit up. I got some feedback from ShireCon from a new guy about just where else to play that's not so tawny focused as well. And then also someone on Reddit had a big thread about it as well. The one on Reddit was a bit down. I don't think it was Australian. Oh, maybe it was. It was Australian actually, but it wasn't.
No, it was Sydney.
Group. Yeah.
I thought it was Sydney too.
Sydney as well, yeah. And
I don't think it was ShireCon because it's three games. Yeah.
Yeah, and just said that like it wasn't the best intro for them. Like it was a bit. So I don't know. Maybe we get the good thing is I think maybe the community is getting bigger to the point where we are attracting new. We're not just getting old people now. We actually are attracting some new people, and maybe we need to pull our fingers out a bit and actually accommodate them a bit more. So I think some of these topics we'll try to cover over the next couple of weeks and see what people's thoughts are and stuff. So
absolutely,
yeah. But anyway, other than that, I might let everyone go. So a big thank you for joining us on another live stream for Old World Fanatics. Andrew, Josh, you got anything else to chat about or all good?
No.
Cool. Hope you enjoy our weekly ramblings, everyone. Please leave us a 5-star review if you're listening to this on the audio or, you're already on YouTube otherwise. So like, subscribe, check out. Definitely hit that bell button because you'll get alerts for our live streams, which are whatever it is. It's Monday night for us, wherever it is in your time zone. And hit us up over on patreon.com/OWFanatics if you want to jump in the Patreon, send us questions, and you can embarrass us like the rest of them do. So it'll be really good. All right. Till next week, guys. I'll see you next week, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.